Happy New Year from everyone in ALR, and hello. I hope you all had a cracking Christmas, a cracking New Year, and of course, unfortunately, the party season is over. We've got to get back to the action, don't we? Here in ALR, I think we've had about a 3 week break, haven't we, or something like that? Goodness gracious me! But yes, we are back on it now, and we are here for the Monaco Grand Prix. Of course, it's a very unique circuit, isn't it? Of course, I don't think a circuit like this would ever been constructed in today's modern age. Well, constructed. Well, you wouldn't even have a race around here, would you? 19 turns around this 2 mile course, then, albeit it's basically just situated directly in the centre of Monaco. Of course, the lap record is actually held by WOR Kieran from last season. Of course, a 19537. Last season's pole sign was a 107.559 as well. Kieran was pretty dominant in this event last season, wasn't he? However, this season, are we going to have another dominatee or dominator? I'm not too sure if that is the right if that's the right words or not. I'm not too sure. However, anyway, enough about my appalling English. Let's get on with the race, shall we? And it is, well, no, it's qualifying first, isn't it? 18 drivers then is going to be tackling this horrific, horrifying course then as well, because we love it. It's you and I are going to be loving it at home. I don't think the drivers will. Only a well, I'm not sure. You have to be slightly mad, don't you, to enjoy this race? And of course, and there's one man who enjoys this race quite a lot, and that's Knowlesy, who will be driving in the Williams tonight, I believe. Is it the Williams, or am I just going mad? I think it is the Williams, isn't it? Good stuff indeed there. Knowlesy saying hi, Sean. Hello to you, Knowlesy. Let's take out the drivers and the constructors. Well, before we do so, Kush is now a full-time driver in the Alpine team, as Mr. Lee, who was 4 races away from having his 100th race start in ALR, but he has raced here since Spain season 1. So I think he has deserved his feet up, hasn't he? But unfortunately, Mr. Elite is going to call it a day as for now anyway. Well, he's still a reserve and he's still in ALR, but he is not going to be a regular in ALR Gold for the foreseeable future, which is sad to say, which is disappointing, isn't it? Anyway, drivers and the constructors. Well, sorts really. I think it's just because of the fact I've had a lot of chocolate Santas and chocolate money as well. That's my favourite part about Christmas. Really good stuff indeed. Percy leads the championship at the moment now, 14 points in front of Troy in second. Third position is Wouter, with fourth is Box Tower. Danger Times is currently fifth with 6. Of course, Danger Times is the current defending champion. 6 is Liam Gurman, the season 6 world champion, down in 7th position. Bradders in 8th, P is in 9th, and Mr. Ray's on a spectacular season in 10th position at the moment. In the relegation zone is Mr. Elite, but I haven't, but of course that'll be changed later on then. And Vesley in 1 point, and also Mumford, who's retired from this session, also down as well, as we've got 2 retirees already in this qualifying session. We've got in the Constructors' Championship, AlphaTauri leads the way. They've been so good so far. Really, they've been absolutely magnificent, the AlphaTauri, this season, in Season 8 of ALR. It's incredible, isn't it, what they've done so far? But they are leading the gold as well. Aston Martin are second, 12 points of drift. The Haas team is up in the third, and there is a far cry from last season. Haas was smack bang at the bottom of the constructors' standings for so long last season, weren't they? But this season they have got 2 very solid and reliable drivers, and it's really good to see indeed. And they've really turned their what have they turned around? They've really turned their performance around, haven't they? So really good stuff indeed then, as just having a look at Wouter then, as he is now out on a circuit. McLaren in 4th position, and of course they are the defending Constructors' Champions, and of course they've won the Constructors' Championship the last 2 seasons, down in 4th, and then they've got to really turn their fortunes around, haven't they? But they do have a Boxtal and Markey, 2 very complement drivers. That's not what I was going to say either. However, they're very fine specimen human beings, aren't they? We got the Ferrari in 5th position, 9 points away from the McLaren team as well as we're out at the Nouvelle chicane, or is it the Seafront chicane? I'm not too sure these days. Red Bull are in 6th position. Alpine are 7th. We've got one of the Alpines on circuit now. Wouter. Alpine have had a miserable start to the season, haven't they? But I think Wouter's done a very good job to turn that French-based team around. Mercedes down in 8th position. Williams are in 9th, and Alfa Romeo completes the top 10. In the joint constructors, the AlphaTauri team also leads the way, because I think the AlphaTauri team leads the way in all but one constructors, which is bronze, I think, the last time I had a nose. Aston Martin are in 2nd. I don't mean I haven't lost my nose, I mean just have a nose as I now have a peak. Alpine are in 3rd position. Haas are 4th. 5th position is the Mercedes team. 6th is McLaren. Ferrari 7th. Red Bull 8th. 9th is Alpha. And 10th is the Williams team. There you go. That's me done and dusted then. So I've done all my usual malarkey at the beginning. Then let's go on board with Wouter now, shall we? Rain afoot. Troy is saying, good heavens, and this is going to be a tough race at the best of times, but there's rain as well now. Good heavens. Just like what happened in the Rio of 2022 Monaco Grand Prix. However, the rain will not get into our electrics, I don't think. Well, hopefully not into the driver's electrics. Certainly not into our electrics, unless, of course, I have left the bath running or something like that, which hopefully I haven't done, because that would be very foolish of me. Excuse me, got a spot of man flu as well. Which is never good, is it, really? I don't know what it is. My immune system's absolutely appalling. They're just, oh, lovely slide there on the anti-notes. Fantastic stuff indeed. So he goes across the line to 11-7 then to start us on our journey here in Monaco tonight then. I'm looking forward to this one. On board that. Oh, Sam Green has hit the second part of the chicane, of the swimming pool section for the Red Bull team. Hopefully, that ain't going to damage the car too much then. Or even though you don't damage the car as much as you probably used to on this game, or well, not damage the car as much as you used to, but the damage effect on this game is not as bad as what it used to be. Just watching Kush, the newest member of the ALR Gold, ALR Gold grid, I should say. Give me a... oh, goodness me, Troy there. It's not a very happy chappy about the rain then. Monaco is the best. Where is the rain? Lucas Percy is saying. But I'm not, so it's going to not end well for me. Haven't played in a month in the dry, let alone the wet. It's the same either way. Just don't bin it. I think that is, and talking of, if we got a problem, it is Glock who is, unfortunately, of course, that's the famous last words, not binning it, and Glock, unfortunately, has had an issue. I love the Howard, that's fantastic. But that's not good at all, is it, for Glock? Just watching Kush there flick it. Just flinging it through the swimming pool section now then. His teammate is currently fastest by 0.2 seconds from Sam Green. That is, I think that this race is very much a race of attrition, isn't it there? Remember back in the 1996 Monaco Grand Prix, only 3 cars finished the race and only 4 cars was classified. I think Fred's retired with 2 laps before the end. Kush has gone fastest, a 10th of a second in front then. Kush has that. This track is about confidence, isn't it? And building up your, and just keep building up as the sessions go on here tonight. This is the only 4 qualifying session of the week, of course, because all the other championships only have short qualifying, don't they? And the reason for this is well, I don't know really the reason for this. To be honest, I think the admins will be quite cool, and to be honest, it is quite cool, isn't it? Really, where you have short qualifying. It just change up the format ever so slightly. Of course, we are back fully raring to go for 2023, the first race of the season here in 2023. And of course, there's a tough one. Monaco is the of course, F1 22. We're only on 1 season on this game then before F1 23 comes out, and I think a lot of drivers will be looking forward to that one. I'm sure of it. But of course, for season 9 and 10, we'll be hoping to have 2 seasons next year of ALR. But however, I'm thinking way too far in advance, and I'm running before I can walk, which is nothing unusual. And I'm going to trip over and smack my face on the floor. Here's Boxtel. Of course, Boxtel 4th in the championship at the moment now. Of course, I think he's the only man to win 2 races so far this season. Let me get my stat book out. I tell a lie, it's Troy actually who's the only one that's won 2 races so far. Box has won 1, but I'm sure that he was so close to winning the second one. But that is how poised the championship is. And no one is, apart from Troy, no one has won more than 1 race then. Of course, pole positions are completely different. Now, Box has absolutely dominated qualifying, and he is once again showing his class in this one single shot format. And he is fastest so far. This is not for pole position. This is to lose the 3 slowest cars. And I think everyone's just got to get a lap time in here, and they'll be safely through. The championship leader, Percy's having an issue out there. We have just got German, who's moved himself up into second fastest in the Ferrari. And look at that, 200 a second away from Box Town. Well, now that's a great lap there from German. Fantastic stuff indeed. We've got Liam, who's the slowest runner so far, but he's made it a lap then, which is the most important part of this session, I would hazard a guess, into the low. In the slowest corner in the Formula 1 calendar, in the Formula 1 calendar, I think this is only like 40 miles an hour or something like that. I'm not too sure. Glock, no practice, slightly hungover, recipe for disaster. They said, good luck, guys, from Goku and Serious Mushroom, and we are back. Of course, Serious Mushroom just worked out. The Serious Mushroom's 100th race, if he includes 100% league events, will actually be Canada Bronze in a couple of weeks' time. And so good stuff indeed then. And that's 100 races in a row in ALR, which has never been done before, has it? So, yeah, that's the longest streak ever. But the worrying thing I do have about Mushroom is the fact that he may be retiring after that, which will be absolutely devastating. I hope he can stay at least to the end of the season, and we hope he can stay forever, to be honest. But forever is a very long time, isn't it? In Grand Prix racing and in the world in general. Alhan is 7th fastest. Knowlesy has done a goodish time if that was Formula 1 95, but I think that Knowles is just trying to get a banker in, isn't he? On board with Marky now, coming out of the Nouvelle chicane then before coming up into Tabac now. I love that corner Tabac, but my goodness me, it's like Fred in the eye of the needle, like it is. This final section here in Monaco, from Tabac to the swimming pool parts of the circuit is absolutely incredible, isn't it? You really very much are going with you gotta have so much skill, don't you, just to get around that part of the circuit. I love it. Marky's going third fastest, and once again the McLaren team showing their class in qualifying. And talking to class, here's Troy. He's third fastest at the moment now in the AlphaTauri. Troy is, of course, Troy, a two-time Grand Prix winner this season. Probably some may argue he threw away a race win. Was it back in Imola potentially? I can't remember now. That's probably spread out the event. Said as I have the bad memory at the best of times. So we just need where everyone's almost through. Then, of course, we've already had so Vesey out of qualifying, Mumford also out of qualifying as well. Jar also out of qualifying, and we just got to wait for Mr. Ray to see if he could put a time board. That's much better for Knowlesy, and he is now starting to build himself up, and he is now 12th fastest in the Williams car. Oh, Glock is kissed the outside of the swimming pool section there. Very wayward there. Glock is, isn't he? Goodness gracious me, that car is steering from the back end, but it looks, isn't it? It's very much resembling a shopping trolley, and that's not the kind of thing you need. But my goodness me, it is quick for Glock because he's 7th fast at the moment. Oh, goodness gracious me! I did mute in time. I mean, I think me and the mute button have got a bit of a love-hate relationship, really, haven't we? There we go. As Leo has retired from the session. On board with Mr. Rage, he's got everything in his repertoire, apart from a beautiful helmet there, because I think that's a default helmet, shocking there from Mr. Rage. But apart from that, he has had such a good season, hasn't he? And I would say he's had a perfect season, almost, hasn't he, Mr. Rage has? I'm not sure if he's matched his best result of 4th yet, has he? But he has been so good in this Haas. This Haas car just absolutely, it just applies completely with Mr. Rage's characteristics. He knows how to tame this car, and he knows how to make it go fast, doesn't he? Everything points to me for a 10 out of 10, and look at that, including pace as well. However, he just doesn't have it. He just has the default helmet. If I like the new game, I might continue for another season, which is good to hear. For Serious Mushroom, Percy just on board that. No, sorry, just watching the championship leader as he now climbs up to the as well. He's got a 14-point lead over Troy at the moment. Percy has. He needs to get a good time on the board, though. He does not want to be in the midfield here, because Troy is already in third position. But remember, this is not to line up the grid. This is to lose the 3 slowest drivers, which currently is Wesley and Mumford and Percy. But I think the jar is already out of qualifying session, already out of qualifying there. Will probably be knocked out as well if Percy can get this time going. And goodness me, look at how steadily on the throttle he is there. He doesn't want to spin that car, does he, too much? And now coming into the New Vale chicane as well. And look at this, that barrier on the inside there. If you turn too early, it's just going to spin you around, isn't it? To be honest, we have heard about how these Formula 1 cars have outgrown Monaco, haven't it? And there was a lot of rumours around where Monaco may not be on the calendar, which may be good, may be bad. Personally, I do like Monaco, and yes, the race may be processional at the best of times. However, well, we'll come back to that in a minute, because Percy out of the final turn, out the anti-nose goes full fastest there, a tenth per second, or less than, or just under a tenth per second, goodness gracious me, less than a tenth per second behind his championship rival, which is Troy at the moment. Well, my thoughts on Monaco is then that I think it is a very good test of the single lap pace, isn't it? And Saturday in Monaco is one of the best days of the calendar for me in Formula 1. So I do think that Monaco does have a place on Formula 1. There has been some YouTubers trying to get gamers on an outlap at the moment, so don't need to worry too much about this invalidation there. But he's strung to one of his tyres by the looks there, which is interesting. Yeah, so I think that personally Monaco should be on the calendar, and the history that we've had around here has been absolutely fantastic. Not just in the ALR, but in the real world of Formula 1. Of course, ALR, we had that incredible battle between Emerson and Knowlesy, didn't we? When Knowlesy was at the peak of his powers in Formula 1, and of course Emerson was very much a blue chipper back then, wasn't he? Of course, still making his way in, but Emerson and Knowlesy, that was a great battle, wasn't it? Of course, I think Knowlesy made a mistake in the New Vale chicane, and Emerson went to the back of it there, didn't he? Which, of course, we thought that Knowlesy was using the old Ferrari trick of parking it in the middle of the road. Then, of course, that was not the case. He did what a lot of drivers have done there. There's the stick-out barrier, isn't it? There, just going down to the New Vale chicane there. That's just one. I've muted the wrong. My goodness me, I'm so sorry. I'm coughing all in your logo, so that's not good, is it? Game now coming out of Portier. Of course, that is the famous corner for where Ayrton Senna in the McLaren. Remember that incredible race in '88 where he was just so quick, wasn't he? So quick, so impressive, Ayrton, wasn't it? Of course, not our Ayrton, not Ayrton who, of course, he's the driver of bronze and silver, of course, a Grand Prix winner and driver of bronze and silver as well. We mean Ayrton Senna, and of course, he crashed in Portier, didn't he? After dominating a really absolute, and then of course he was just in a league of his own, wasn't he? And Gamer goes to 6 fastest. A lot of drivers are safely through now. However, this is a good opportunity then. This is now becoming a bit of a practice session here, which is perfect because the drivers are just trying to see how the cars respond then. And the track is just going to get quicker and quicker now. The slowest track is going to be at this point now, because the more that the Pirelli rubber gets laid down onto the surface, the quicker that the car is going to be. Pirelli rubber likes Pirelli rubber, doesn't it there? So it's just going to be very happy those tyres will be, especially on the last lap of the Monaco Grand Prix. So on lap 39, I think it is there. I don't expect, normally I would very much be betting me house that there's going to be a safety car, but I think the safety cars are almost impossible around here, aren't they? Because of, I think that there's a setting where I think the co-master just turned it down ever so slightly. Jor, Boxtal and Gurney are very much on it tonight. They really are indeed, aren't they? They're the only 2 drivers into the 10 so far, and that was their first lap out of the box. Unintended, of course. And also saying, "Hello, now I'm not very good." Well, no, I didn't say that, to be honest. How did I? Or did I imply it? I am absolutely shameful. Excuse me. Well, because Knowlesy doesn't race as much as he used to, did he? Of course, so that was back when Knowlesy was racing the week in, week out. And the same with Glock as well, I think, isn't it? We've got some very big names in gold, haven't we? But I think that I think some drivers are not at the peak of their powers like they once were, but it's also about the evolution of the car as well, isn't it? I think is. Some drivers have really adapted to these new cars absolutely fantastically well, haven't we? The likes of Troy. Of course, Troy has really built himself up over the years. I think because he was a former silver champion, wasn't he? Troy was then. And to begin with, as a Green goes so fast, it's a good time there from Green. To begin with, Troy did struggle a bit, didn't he? Ever so Oh, is Alhan there clipping the inside barrier there. Troy did struggle, didn't he, in gold to begin with, but then he very much took took gold by the scruff of the neck, hasn't he? And since then he has not looked back there. And now a multiple Grand Prix winner challenging for the World Championship, as Troy is there, and that's one of the examples of drivers that have really adapted to the 2022 cars, and Troy is very good in the 2021 cars as well. Same with Boxtel, who's really enjoying these current current crop of Formula 1 machines as well. German, of course, he was the world champion in season 6, wasn't he, of ALR, and he is now finding his feet as well. We aren't seen the best of German yet this season, I don't think, so that is going to be very interesting to see as well. So it's going to be a very interesting season, this one is. I'm looking forward to the rest of it as well, which of course is going to come up thick and fast. Now we've had our 3-week break, which wasn't really in the middle, was it there? But of course it was very poor time by the admins there, wasn't it? Shocking behavior by them. But of course now the race are going to come thick and fast, isn't it? This is a 24 race calendar, the longest calendar ever in ALR, and so when we end even at the half distance, we're probably about a third of a way there, maybe even less than that. Serious Russian, turn the safety car off. Turn the safety car off. You mean knocked him down then? Troy got better as the Troy fan club grew. Indeed, that his confidence just got better and better, didn't he? And of course, he also wanted to show some style and pizzazz, didn't he? I think, they probably have actually turned the safety car off around here, which I'm disappointed by. I love safety cars, personally. Safety cars triggers chaos, and I do love a bit of chaos, don't I? But of course, I think there was too much chaos in the bronze at Miami Grand Prix earlier on this season. Out of qualifying, Vesey in the least favourite position in Monaco. He is last on the grid, 18th, but that's last tonight. Mumford in 17th, he's not going to be faring too better either, I don't think. And Yar in 16th position as well, then. So those three drivers have got a lot to do if they want to get points in, but points is possible around here. It is a tough race indeed that this Monaco is, isn't it? Anything can happen, and talking of anything can happen, remember that Emerson in season 5, I think it was, or 6 with the Renault team, I think it was season 5 actually, that incredible season where in 21 out of 22 races he was on the podium, which I don't think is ever going to be broken personally. He was just a machine, and that one podium eluded him was here in Monaco, where he got a puncture on the last lap, or second to last lap I think it was. And of course, I think it was Cartboy that forced his way through into out of Rascats, wasn't it? And Emerson finished 4th that day. But of course, that was also another drama as well. I can't remember. Did Knowles have a puncture as well that day? I'm not too sure. As Kaz is not happy, as we have started out them. Shame on me, my good sir. That's appalling. That's appalling decorum, indeed. But I'm glad you're here now, Kaz. And of course, hello and good luck to the drivers. And out the pits now comes boxed out. Of course, the pit lane, you have to steer on the inside of that yellow line, otherwise you will get a 5-second penalty if you keep cutting the yellow line. I don't think it's a instant 5-second penalty. You get a I think you get like a couple of warnings, don't you, or something like that. Just watching Liam, he is invalidated this time, but that's not a problem because we are in qualifying 2. This is outlap. We are in qualifying 2 now, number 15 minutes out as we're into the Lowe's hairpin, or is it now the Grand Hotel hairpin? I'm not too sure these days. I'm a traditionalist there. I struggle to remember my own name, let alone a lot of these Formula 1 corner names, but that's just me getting old, unfortunately, and horrifyingly, I think I'm 34 this year, which is very depressing indeed. However, I hope you all have a cracking year indeed. Edo, Sam P1, stop the count. Yes, I think if we throw out the red flag now and then take the qualifying positions for the race, that'll be perfect, wouldn't it, for Sam? Of course, Sam is started his sixth Grand Prix tonight then here in the Red Bull. Red Bull do need some good results, don't they? As they have been struggling a bit so far this season. Of course, Sam is a newer member of the Red Bull team, isn't he? And he's going to be one driver that is very much going to be driving them up the field. I have no doubt about that. On board with Liam Yao, who's had a very good return to ALR this season. He's been a very impressive driver indeed. Both him and Mr. Rage and the Haas team has been the most impressive combined package of the season thus far, in my opinion. It doesn't probably mean much to anyone, but that's my opinion nonetheless. All the best in the new year, Kaz, saying yes, and I echo that to you and everyone else as well, as I forgot to turn my notifications off. Yes, indeed, so I do echo that to you and everyone else, and I hope you have a cracking year this year, and Yes, and of course I hope you have a enjoy your year as well. I was trying to think of something clever to say. Unfortunately, yeah, I have not learned, have I, since I think it's going to be 4 years this year since I started commentating, and I've absolutely loved every minute of it. Well, most every minute, but there's been times where I'm like, not too sure about that. Especially when I've had some misdemeanors on the old streams and stuff like that, or me forgetting to mute my mic and all that kind of malarkey. But never mind. I suppose it comes with the job risk and reward. There. Over the line then comes Liam. Yeah, he goes fast there. 11.833 recurring. I don't think that's what recurring means. We have got a box towel invalid this time, so he's going to go around again. Green has gone second fastest then at this moment in time. He hasn't broken to the 11s just yet. Alpha Tari coming across the line. That's Troy. He is fastest so far. He hasn't gone as quick. I think he's gone slightly quicker than what he did in Q1. Alhan going fourth fastest one. There's the times are going thick and fast. Kush, the newest member to the gold grid, then is fastest, but that's been quickly eclipsed then by Wouter and Marky as well. He is looking strong tonight. Marky is, that's what I like to see. He seems to be back in action and back where he belongs. He had a strong start to the season, but he's kind of disappeared into no man's land as of late. But he's back in the action. That's what we like to see. Percy going sixth fast then. Might be disappointed with that. Then remember that it's the top 10 that we are aiming. We got to cut the top 15 down to the top 10. What about Glock? Cross the line. Glock goes fifth fastest there. Smack bang in the middle of where he needs to be. And thus far, German, who has been superb so far, but he's invalidated his lap, so he's going to have to go around again. Goodness me, Gamer also coming across the line as well. To be honest, I'm kind of hoping, very selfishly on my ad, that there's a box. Oh my goodness me, that was a quick lap from box. I'm sure I've just seen it come around, and yes, it is a quick lap. It's a 70-second lap to be precise then, a 10.3, and it's a McLaren 1-2 at the moment. This is not for the grid, this is just to get through into qualifying 3, then we set up the grid. But my word, that is a statement of intent then from the team from Woking. Wow, magnificent stuff indeed then. And Gertman there, who's also on the lap as well. We've got Gamer out there. Chaz is staying in the pits about there as he's probably reading the old Middlesbrough Echo. Of course, I think he'll be very happy with Owen. Chaz will be as oh goodness, I've forgotten the guys. Is it Michael Carrick in charge of Middlesbrough now? I believe it is, isn't there? Of course, we got the old football talk out, which is shameful by me, as we should be talking about Formula 1. However, though, I do like to jump around all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but yeah, so I think the Middlesbrough have got Michael Carrick, and he's done really well. I think he's moving, I think, to almost promotion spots potentially. Potentially, I'm not too sure to be fair. As I must admit, I don't. I'm usually more interested in looking lower down to see where good old Yeovil are, but unfortunately they're not in the football pyramid, football league at the moment. They are in the pyramid somewhere. It's just not in the actual. They're not on FIFA anymore, unfortunately. We've got to find a different team now. We got Mr. Rage, who's now full fastest, and again then just showed how good that package is. Then Knowlesy is not happy with his packages. He is now back into the pits. I mean his Williams package. How dare I say anything else? He is now back into the garage as well. At the moment, the drivers that are being knocked out of qualifying is Alhan, Knowlesy, German, which is shocking to see them, but we still have 9 minutes to go. I'm counting my chickens way before they hatch. Gamer and Chaz, but as we said, that Chaz has not come out of the pit yet because he's looking at the old Middlesbrough Echo. Ayrton then, of course, that's our Ayrton, not Ayrton Cedar, saying then Happy New Year. Hopefully it's a great one for everyone. Happy New Year, Ayrton, mate, as well. Yeah, so I'd like to see Ayrton back in ALR. Of course, a multiple Grand Prix winner in bronze, and he probably should have had much more with much more wins with his. But unfortunately, had bad luck, didn't he, with his rogue safety cars and all that kind of stuff. I think, especially that one, I think it was season 4, wasn't it? Especially the end of the season, Ayrton was doing really well. Of course, usually I don't seem to notice it, but I do always say the bad stuff about Ayrton. So there's a bit of good stuff. That's why about New Year's Revolution there to badmouth Ayrton less than I reckon. I say that. And here comes German with those fixed side pods on that Ferrari. Of course, talking of side pods, and I think Mercedes, the W14, which hasn't been released yet. None of the cars have been released yet. I'm just getting a lot of my information off YouTube because I'm a bit of a nerd, and potentially I do need to I do need to get a life really, don't I? I'd stop thinking about F1 24/7, but what can I do? Yeah, according to the information on YouTube, then apparently Mercedes is sticking with the side podless Mercedes then, which I thought that they might have gone back to more of a traditional side pod car potentially. The Mercedes did look pretty futuristic, didn't it, about the side pods? But let's see how that goes. Of course, I'm no technical expert. I'm far from it, to be honest. And of course, and fortune favours the brave, doesn't it? So let's see how that one transpires. Knowles is never happy with his package, he used to be very happy with his package. I'm sure of it, and I think that Liam has hit the barrier, has he? He has hit the barrier there at Casino Square, and he's damaged the end plate. Then, so that's going to have to come back into the pits, unfortunately. Liam is. Troy, who's on a lap at the moment there. Of course, remember, this is just to get out of qualifying one at the moment. I'm already sweating quite heavily there. It is just down to me lack of fitness there, as I'll probably need to sit down as well. As Happy New Year, Mushroom, as they're saying, and we've also got, imagine if they took the chicane out after the tunnel. There used to be a much quicker chicane there. It's more of a kink, wasn't it? It's still a chicane as such then, but yeah, it was quite fast going out there. I think I remember it quite well in 1982, not literally because I wasn't born then, believe it or not, I remember in 82 then when that incredible, infamous, and German's in the wall, and that's a major, major blow as one of the favourite pole sitters is out of qualifying here, and that is not in the script for the Ferrari team. Awful German, and German there was looking back to his best time. This is the worst time to have a crash then, surely here in Monaco. Troy goes fast as German out of qualifying. He is not going to be in the top 10, and he is going to need a miracle, I think. Then Percy's gone fast. German out of qualifying, and that's a huge, huge blow for the Ferrari driver. Oh my goodness me! And that is not what he's going to be furious with himself. German is too much throttle as Nolsey, who's knows had a problem coming into the pit. Nosey's out of qualifying as well here, and goodness me, and that is coming out of the Rascas there, and he is out of qualifying. So we've lost two drivers here then, as they've had two incidents around here. My goodness me, Nosey out of qualifying, German out of qualifying as well, and my goodness me, serious rush. That is a shocker. Indeed, it is. Two drivers who know this circle like the back of their hand is out of qualifying, and that is an incredible turn up for the books here, and I am absolutely in shock about this. So in shock, I'll give myself cramp on my stomach. Let me stretch it out. Ooh, much better. But that is a blow for German. That is an absolute blow indeed. Nosey saying that he's trying to copy his hero Gerben, but he almost copied it like for like, didn't he? We didn't see exactly what happened to Nosey, who was on board with Gerben, but I assumed that Nosey just got too much power coming out of the Rascas and it hit the wall. Whilst what Gerben did is got too much power out of well, I see, by the way, I'm not really a driver, or I'm definitely don't define as one, but Gerben there got too much power out of Anthony Noakes and then got into the wall. That is an absolute horrifying turn of events, sporting context anyway, for both drivers, and that is, I think that Gerben was on course for potentially going for pole position today. Nosey may have squeezed into the top 10 potentially, but Gerben was, I think, was on the cards to be very much in the middle of the Percy Troy pole position and box style pole position battle tonight. Chaz has gone to a very fine fourth position there whilst I've been rabbiting on. Oh my goodness gracious me, here comes Liam, starting his lap now. Kush out on circuit as well, so I mentioned then, of course, he is the newest driver then who's been promoted then in place of Mr. Elite. As Gerben saying he's getting no luck lately at the moment. Of course, we mentioned in the top of the broadcast, didn't we, that Gerben has been struggling now as of late, hasn't he? But of course, when he does have pace, it just seems to go a bit wrong, and that's one of those, and that's happened today, hasn't it? An absolutely shocking turn up for the books, and Gerben is going to be 15th on the grid. That is, Kush is a bit greedy on the curbs there, isn't he? And unfortunately, that is not going to. That's not going to count for a lap then. As he has cut the corner, perceived by Codemaster said. As Liam coming out of the tunnel then. We are expecting rain in the race, and as Troy has mentioned that we've got rain. Then Percy was not too sure about the rain, or he wasn't sure where it was coming in from. So we'll find that out as well in the race then. So keep an eye on that as well, as that's going to throw up a different turnout to events. And maybe Gurman and Knowlesy and the drivers near the back would probably want rain, wouldn't they? Because it would shape up. It would make a bit more chaos as well. But this is an endurance event then. I say that say the Singapore is close to endurance event. I think it is in terms of time. This is an endurance event and a test, an ultimate test then of mind and driver combination, isn't there? Liam Yates back in the top 10, 2.5 minutes ago in his qualifying session on board with Glock then, as he is coming out of the Nouvelle Chicane. Gurman is praying for rain now as well, and of course, so I think that Gurman has the pace. He definitely had the pace today, didn't he? And I think that the top three at the moment there of Boxtel, Troy and Percy is going to be happy with that, isn't he? Sorry, aren't they, with Gurman not being in the fold anymore. Chazza doing a great job in full position. He is happy with that, and he's out qualified. He's in the garage safe and sound then. Glock is now going for a lap. We'll see how Glock does that. And goodness me, I'm not sure who came out in front of Kush there. It's one of the Alfa Romeos. Must be Alham there. Just absolutely flying out the pits there. Goodness gracious me. It said rain in the race, but in the individual session timers were all sunny. Ooh. I like rain like that. Was it Miami in gold where it's raining at the beginning of the race, but everyone's on slick tires because it was because I think it was borderline intermediate tires, but everyone started on the dry tires because there is no point in starting on intermediate tires because it was all virtually bone dry, wasn't it, by the end of the second lap, wasn't it? And you wouldn't have gained the pit stop time, would you? So we got yellow flag somewhere for on the pit straight, and one of the Haas is that one of the Haas that has crashed in the pit lane? I think Liam Yates crashed in the pit lane, I see. Well, or something's happened to Liam Yates in the pit lane. I'm not sure if maybe I've got that completely wrong there, but it looked like that Liam Yates crashed in the pit lane now, so something's got a bit of ride there. Going to be a long race if it's wet, so as much as saying then. It is indeed then, but of course we have had a big old break, haven't we, though? So I think we deserve some long, elongated ALR action, don't we, tonight, to really spice up your Sunday afternoon or evening. I must admit, most of my Sunday I've been on the settee, mainly because I spent 35 quid at McDonald's last night. As I spent more on that than I did when I was actually in the pub having a brew, watching Liverpool and Wolves then, which is shocking behaviour. You can see what I spent it on, absolute rubbish. I think I bought like 2 boxes of 20 chicken nuggets, which is not very good, is it? That ain't going to help me figure, but I'm a generous man. I gave my second box away, or I lost it. I assumed I gave it away because I would never lose 20 chicken nuggets. We've got, Serious Russian saying, yeah, it was Miami. Gamer has gone very quick in this second sector. Check flag is out. So we've lost Knowlesy and Gurman already. And Gamer, look at that. That anti-Noakes chicane there is, it is brutal, isn't it there? And we've had 2 drivers now that have done exactly the same thing. And that could cost Gamer his position in the top 10 here. My goodness me. I don't what is, and Glock out qualifying as well, unfortunately he's lost his wing. I'm a bit shocked by Stokes, and it's actually Stokes took a change of the game. Oh, Alhan has clipped the inside, he's done it. Remember that we've had Verstappen doing things like that, and we've had Leclerc as well. Remember when he got pole position in 2021 here in Monaco? Or was it? Yeah, it was 2021, wasn't it? But then he couldn't start the race. And Alhan is 13th out of qualifying. What about Kush? Kush is in 10th position at the moment. What about Sam Green? Mr. Rage stays 8th fastest. Liam Yates in 9th, but we've got to see the status of Liam Yates. And then here comes Sam Green, stays in 12th position as well. No change in the end then, in that qualifying 2 session. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens to Liam, yeah, because there's yellow flags on the pit straight, and that Liam's dot did morph back into the garage, didn't it? So I'm not sure if he had an incident or not, but it does look like that. It does look like he is still through, nonetheless. And Gamer, that was a close one. It was indeed there. Unfortunately, we did see Gamer's issue then coming out of anti-Noakes, but luckily no one else improved. So he's going to be happy with that, and he will start. Well, no, he's going to be in the top 10. Glock is saying about 82 laps when he was up then, so very frustrating there for Glock, but he starts 11th on the grid then, which it's smack bang in the carbon fibre zone, quickly going through the 5 drivers. Then Gurman, Knowlesy, Alhan Green, and Glock all out of qualifying 2 here. And normally in a normal race situation, I think 11th or 12th wouldn't be too bad. But here in Monaco, it is so tough, isn't it? It's going to be absolutely brutal, isn't it, for all drivers there. Unless you're on the front row or two, I think winning, it might be out of the question. Don't want to be a negative Nancy or nothing, but it is going to be tough, isn't it? Hang on, I need to wet me whistle. Oh, much better. Sorry about that. I thought I saw the spoilers sit up next to me then, and I was a bit horrified. I was just sat there in horrified silence then. Well, whatever happened to Liam, has not affected him. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Nothing unusual there, is it? I just as much as I like to say that I'm a commentator for ALR, I'm very much just a guy that just kind of rambles on about all kinds of nonsense, really, and because I don't really report the facts most of the time. And maybe there is nothing wrong with Liam Yeah's car at all. Maybe I've just made all that up. Jeff Barron saying, Xander, as of course, I'm wondering if Jeff saying then that a gamer could go a bit quicker then as well. What was your order, Sean? I'm going to be honest, I can't remember, to be honest. But all I know is I had 40 chicken nuggets on that order, and I'm sure I had 2 burgers as well. I was a hungry chappy, to be fair. I would say I hadn't eaten all day, but that's a lie as well, because I'm sure I had a bit of bacon for breakfast, and I was having a Wetherspoon as well when the Liverpool game was on. I'm just a bit of a porker, man. I can't help it. I love me food. There's a Jeff Barron there who's on a good old chit chat now. I apologise, as I think that might be Belgian there. My language of the world is not very good there, so I apologise profusely if that's not the case there. And if I had Google Translate, that would also help as well. Drunken ordering is shocking, isn't it? It is indeed. Well, I wasn't actually that bad. I think I was only tipsy. I just had the munchies. Sorry for the Dutch, Jeffrey saying. No, don't worry about it at all, my good sir. Of course, I was going to read it out. Yes, we're Belgian. Thank goodness for that. I was in deep trouble then. But no, not at all. Then, of course, we welcome everyone here, near and far. Then, of course, I was just going to read out your comment, my good sir, but yes, I can't even read English at the best of time. Just watching, I can't read English at the best of time, let alone any other language. But yeah, welcome to the stream, Jeff Ben, and of course, at the moment, Gamer, who I think you're supporting. I believe you are supported. Who's on circuit number. Just watching Liam Yeah for a second, because he's going to be the first driver to compete a tournament. I told I wasn't needed to type in the chat, but it was just driving. And we're just on board now with Liam Yeah as well. I think that don't worry about that. If you want to do a difficult Dutch word, no, I can't do difficult English words, my sir. Maybe Farf needs to get his own Google Translate out then. Where is Farf at the moment then? To be honest, he's probably governing the session, to be fair. I hope he is, unless he's fallen asleep. I'm not too sure about that. Liam Yeah is fast, and second fast is Mr. Rage. I've got Gamer on the brain now. Mr. Rage is second fast at the moment. I'm quite surprised by that, though, because I think that Mr. Rage has had the edge over his teammate, but Liam Yeah has really found a couple of tenths on that lap. Troy is on pole position so far. That is very much throwing the gauntlet down. Here comes Gamer, but he's sparking away, but he's invalidated his time, unfortunately. And we've got Boxstyle across the line, and he's on pole position there by 6/10 of a second. My goodness me, that is in a different time zone. That is Boxstyle pole position, and he's going for his 5th pole position of the season. Magnificent indeed then, and my goodness me, if I was driving there, I would be deflated like a balloon. Luckily I'm not a driver, and these drivers are drivers, and they're competitors, and they're going to be trying to beat that as best they can then. They're not easy to turn here. Chaz goes third fast. It's great to see Chaz back up here as well. Magnificent. Cash coming into the Mirabeau. Gamer, I love the shot here from Gamer as we are on eye view now, just under the halo here, coming into the new Val chicane as well, and going over the Sleeping Policeman, which I don't think is a Sleeping Policeman actually, as Marky is taking a shortcut. That is going to invalidate his time as well. Back on board with the Aston Martin driver as well, going through the swimming pool section as well. The left here, the right again, the left. Then now into Rascas here. Then has to brake and turn the car. My goodness me, but it's very compliant here for Gamer. Coming out of Anti-Notes as well. DRS the beef in yours here, and he's also got a bit of slipstream as well, which I don't think makes a chip. But oh my word, it's fantastic! Magnificent from car 30. Wow, that was a great lap, wasn't it? You felt it, didn't you? The compliance through on this section here for Gamer was magnificent, and he's down with a third as well. There are some drivers that come back from the Christmas break raring to go, and I love to see it. Shame by the commentator. I don't believe that's a word, Jeff. I think you've made that up. Serious question, you may have to enlighten me on that one. That sounds like a town in Wales, Jeff. We need to get a Welsh man another one here, don't we? Because I think that there is actually a town in Wales. I'm not even going to attempt to even name that town then. But of course, our resident favourite Welsh lady, Malnada, would probably help us out. But again, I think she might be still a bit upset about what happened to Chelsea earlier. Unfortunately, in the Cup, they are knocked out. I thought that Liverpool should be knocked out as well. Really, I'm not too sure about how they're still in the FA Cup. Anyway, let's not talk about football, shall we? As being a Liverpool fan, yes, I have discussed it myself as well. I think we should leave it best then to the side. Watching Lucas Percy hasn't set time just yet. Liam Yeh back on that lap as well. I wonder if Liam Yeh is going for 3 bites to the cherry here. It's such a short lap, isn't it? A 69-second lap around here. I wonder if he is going for 3 runs. And on board now with a championship leader, which is Percy. He is currently out of sync, said is he with Box Talent Troye, who are potentially going to be his championship rivals for this season. I am sure of it. As we now come up the hill, then of course building up to the hill as well. Wooter also in there as well, and Wooter currently 5th fastest. So at the moment, Percy is losing out to all his championship protagonists, and that is not what is good. That's not going to be helping him at all at the moment. Now now coming on to the Grand Hotel hairpin, or the Lowe's hairpin, out of Portier as well, and on board with the championship leader, which is Percy. Remember, at the end of season 5, beginning of season 6, or the end of season 6, beginning of season 7, Percy was on such fine battle, wasn't it? But unfortunately, him and his teammate did clash at Saudi Arabia, didn't he, when they were trying for the Williams team earlier on last season, which I think that Percy would have been a top contender last season, but unfortunately that wasn't to be. But now he is back with a vengeance. We're on board with him now, coming into Rascas. He's had a superb start to the year. Him and Aston Martin are absolutely a perfect combination. Gamers now also starting to come on board as well, as he is 3rd fastest. Here comes Percy across the line. That puts him 2nd fastest. He is also now into the equation as well here. Wow, look at this. And it's going to be an all-out battle here in Monaco. And what a tough race to do. The toughest race on the calendar. Unless you ask me on a different day whether I'm commentating on Saudi Arabia or Azerbaijan, or maybe Singapore, then that might be the toughest race. But today in history, it is this one. And Liam Yeh has gone purple in the 2nd sector. He has found an almighty amount of time on his personal best, and he's only 400 to a second up then. Out of Rascas as well. Oh, that's a late turn, and he's into the pit wall. And he's and I think he's emulating his hero Farfan, of course, who's also crashed into the pit wall as well, as has Welsh Mananada, and has the legendary David Coulthard as into the pits comes Liam Yeh. That was, I think that he didn't feel like that he may not have had enough time there to come into the pits then. Troy 0.4 GG's, and we've also got Serious Mercer saying G's Jordy. I need to get rid of this this old cop online. To be fair, last week I think I was wasn't I, for one of the last bronze streams, wasn't I? And then I felt better, and then all of a sudden I got a bit of the old spot of monthly, like the first week back from Christmas, unfortunately, last week at work, which was disappointing. Sun in his eyes, Serious Rush was saying. I think that Liam Yeh might have to invest in some glasses there, mightn't he, unfortunately, because, I'm sure there's no sun down there, or is that the joke, Serious Rush? Am I being a bit slow here? Am I as slow as what I normally am on track, potentially? Just watching Marky going down into Mirabeau, of course, And now into the lows hairpin. Remember back in 2000 that we had a bit of a road blockage, didn't we? I think we had a red flag because was it De La Rosa that spun around and then they all just was absolutely blocking the track? I think it was, wasn't it? I can't remember, but what I do remember is like Pedro Diniz and most of the 2000 Formula One grid just all jogging back then. It was very entertaining to watch, to be honest. Actually, it was quite funny at the time back in. But I do admit the 2000 era Formula One cars looked absolutely delightful. They really do indeed. Look at that horrible sun last turn then, and just on board then. And yes, see, there is some sun around here, isn't there? And I think Serious Russia is right. Yes, right in the driver's eye. And yeah, I think we have to give Liam the benefit of the doubt then. Of course, and coming across the line, it's Markey. He goes 6th fastest there, and my goodness me, some drivers have just returned with absolute vengeance here in the. After the Christmas break, and it's great to see Kush has gone 4th fastest there, and he's now in front of his teammate then. Mr. Rage, they're struggling to get some tyre temperatures into those tyres here. Markey and currently 7th at the moment. This is some great competitive action, I love it. What about Mr. Rage then? Well, he's about to start his lap now. Into Saturday. We've got 1 minute and 44 seconds to go in this session, and I wore a white shirt, white t-shirt, which is quite shocking. What I should do is I should have a black t-shirt, and you know what a black t-shirt is? Of course, an ALR t-shirt, which is black. Then of course you can get them in the stores as well. Not stores, you can get them on the ALR shop store, of course, on the website. And as I say, cheeky old plug-in, that's a cheeky old plug for you all there. Router across the line, and that is his outlap done as well. I still haven't ordered one yet, which is shocking if you ever done. I've been saying I'm going to get one ordered like for the past couple of weeks, but unfortunately I've been spending money on everything, probably spending money on 40 chicken nuggets, which probably doesn't help, does it? Serious Russian insane times. It is indeed, isn't it? Of course, I'm not sure if Serious Russian means insane times in the world or insane times here in Monaco. Potentially both, but it is absolutely redonkulous, isn't it? Some of these times out here at the moment, absolutely incredible. Now out of Anti-Noakes, and of course DRS and Rotterdam, not taking too much curb there, Liam, yeah, is it? But he's about to start his final shots now. What about Boxtown? Boxtown's faster still, an 093. Magnificent there for Boxtown. He has just extended his advantage every corner of every lap, and now Kush is going for one more time around with half a minute to go. Half a minute to go. Mr. Rachel retired and down in at 10th position there. I think he would be disappointed about, to be honest, because I thought he would have been a bit further up the field then, but there is still, but of course points that are rewarded on race day, but I think half the work that needs to be done in qualifying here. Router has gone to a magnificent 4th fastest now. Troy, who I think is going for one more run then, and we have now got checker flag fluttering then in the breeze. So what about Liam Yedden? He has got one more shot then. We're on board now with Liam Yedden. Markey has finished his 8th fastest then. Mr. Rage has finished, he is 10th fast as well. Jordy Boxtown has done another lap then, and Liam Yedden is in the wall then. He couldn't control the slide, and that is a shame. That Boxtown, of course, invalidated his time, and yeah, so Liam Yedden get a bit too overzealous there with the acceleration, and he is unfortunately, that's it, him done and dusted. Kush has also invalidated his time as well. This might be a bit of a damn squid to the end of the where is it then? Because Percy, look at that, there's car from Farmer coming up the Aston Martin, and hopefully going to impact the race then. The final turn, and Percy does not improve, but I think that was kind of using the car as a rallycross machine. And Kush is in 6th position. Gamer back up on the 2nd row of the grid. It is great to see Gamer back up. They're magnificent. Troy 1800 so second down in the 2nd split time. What's he got then left? He needs to find a 10th per second on himself, on Percy, if he wants to be on the front row of the grid here in Monaco. He's done it. He is 2nd, and Percy in 3rd position. It's an all Aston Martin row 2 here for the Monaco Grand Prix. Chazza in the pits. Wow, incredible stuff indeed. I have fallen off my poof. Wow, and it is Boxtel pole position then for the Monaco Grand Prix. His 5th pole position of the season. And I echo what you're all saying in the comments there. That is redonkulous times. Insane times, isn't it? My goodness me. I must admit, A 109, that's absolutely incredible stuff indeed, isn't it? I'm lost for words. That's fantastic, isn't it, indeed, then? That is Boxtal's 7th pole position of his career as well, just to add to that start there. Magnificent stuff. Boxtal is so good, isn't he, in qualifying trim. Absolutely magnificent stuff indeed. That is McLaren's 3rd pole position of the season. Of course, Boxtal was, I think, only promoted to McLaren as a full-time driver in the San Marino Grand Prix. Wow, magnificent stuff indeed. Insane times everywhere. Nausea is saying, good luck, everyone. Quality. And get a hoodie quality as well, because Sarah Smasher does have a hoodie, and I'm sure that someone else put in an order as well. So really appreciate that indeed. Then, but I do need to follow suit, don't I? Really, I need to pull my socks up. I think in getting myself some merch. Good heavens, sir! Well, that is a lot of rain, and it's very similar to the 2022 Monaco Grand Prix. And I must say that this is really throwing the cat amongst the pigeons here. That is a lot of rain here in Monaco. It is going to be a tough one indeed. We are not going to delay the start. Then, of course, here in ALR, we do, of course, we are all very concerned about safety and stuff. But these drivers are very safe indeed. Full wet. It is full wet, isn't it? Goodness me. I can't see the tyres, but that is a redonkulous amount of rain, isn't there? There's a couple of puddles starting to develop now in the pit lane as well. So we've had beautiful sunshine for for all qualifying, but for the race itself, it's absolutely raining cats and dogs here. I don't mean literally. Of course, that's a metaphor, or is it a simile? No, it's a metaphor, I think, then, potentially. I don't know. I didn't pass English. Full race then, is it? Oh, goodness me, I'd rather have it been wet dry kind of thing. But so that's a bit disappointing. I do like, oh, goodness me, and we've got full wet tyres on as well. And of course, we've had, and of course, the 1984 Monaco Grand Prix was absolutely horrific conditions as well, weren't they? Remember that race where it was red flagged in the end when Ayrton Senna was absolutely hunted down Alan Prost. I can't remember, there's another driver who's going fast in both of them, but I can't remember his name, so forgive me. If anyone can help me with that, that'd be really helpful indeed. Thank you, Edo, as well. Edo, as well, as he's saying, and full wet tyres, as giving us information. Then is Sarah's Mercenary getting his own profanity buzzer out there. Holy moly, I think we'll make that down. We'll edit that to then. This is horrific. Look at the rain. It is coming down in steroids here. There's puddles all over the circuit. My word, and it is absolute difficult conditions. We've had a rain-affected race in Monaco in 84. We also had a rain-affected race in the final stage of 82, didn't we? We had a rain-affected race in 97 in that horrific conditions there where Michael Schumacher was absolutely incredible. Barry Kellogg finished second on the day, on that day as well. Of course, got Ford's Grand Prix from Stuart Ford's first ever points, didn't they? Let's go for the Griggs. I should stop talking about that. Boxed out pole position, 7th of his career. Troy is second. Look how far back Troy is then. He is backed right off here then, as we've got like German and Knowles, who had a nightmare in qualifying. It's also a nightmare in the formation lap as well. Troy is second. We've got Percy in third with Gamer in fourth here. It's great to see Gamer up there on the second row for the Aston Martin. Wouter in fifth, of course. He is third in the championship. Chazer in sixth. He's had a difficult start this season, but he showed flashes of brilliance. Kush in seventh. Apis Markey is all Haas. Row 5 here of Liam Yeh and Mr. Rage. Glock in an 11th position there. 12th position is Sam Green. Auhan in 13th with Knowlesy and Gurman 14th and 15th. Yara in the 16th position there with Mumford in 17th and Vesey in 18th position. There is 18 cars around here. Sorry, Gurman, Knowlesy is saying that, and we'll have it down the New Bell chicane, and also I wonder if anyone's got a wet setup there. Disqualified from the session, Liam Yeh was, as he didn't park his car correctly. And the lights, we are now waiting for the lights to come on one at a time then, and then when they go out, there's no green lights in Formula 1, is there, because the drivers don't react to the green, they just react to the red, and the lights are off then, but that's just because I'm too far in front. It's a drive-through penalty for Dart, but let's go here in Monaco, and it's a very gingerly start. It's a perfect start for Percy. It's a perfect start for Boxhouse going into centre ball, and Troy's dropped out, but Percy's in the wall. And he's now a ghost up the hill, and Troy's going to go back through. Is it? Goodness gracious me, is that legal? Oh, that was about. and then crashes up into a fifth position as well here. And my goodness gracious me, and it's a tough one. Oh, and that's all Sam spin now, and Gamer's in the wrong place at the wrong time. Drive-through penalty for Liam Yap for gaining in a car of an advantage there. Sorry, 5-second penalty. The Gamer down in 2 positions here as well, as it is gingerly. And look how Hans in the inside there, going into Mirabeau here. And as we come through the chicane for the, look at that Williams at the inside there. I think that's Sam Green, is it? Oh, now he's gone into the side of the Red Bull. Who is that? I think that is Jar, who's got a drive-through penalty for jumping to start here, and he's now gone on the outside of Pouillet. That's gonna, oh my goodness me, fair play, good driving indeed there from both for not to crash into each other there. It's going to be completely dry in the tunnel here, so you got to be careful here, because well, it's going to be until the drivers start to dragging the water then coming out of Portier. German's got a 3-second penalty as well for his troubles there. And wow, what an incredible start to the Monaco Grand Prix then. And look at that rain, it is coming down horrifically at the moment. And look at this, and we've got German, who's at 3 position, but does have a 3-second penalty for his escapade across the into the pits comes the Gamer. What a shameful Gamer, his best qualifying performance of the season, and it has come to nothing, and he's had to change the nose cone, and that is because of and yellow flag in 3. It's out of Ferrari. It's Glock. He's lost the wing here in the Alfa Romeo, and he's dropping down the order into the pits. It's Jar as well, but he's serving a drive-through penalty. Gamer is going to have a long race now. That is such a shame. However, this race we may not have any safety cars, I assume, but this is a long one. This is a brutal one indeed then. And it's all about that. You've got to survive, don't you? Glock now dropping down the order, as unfortunately he has lost his wing, just letting everyone through that. And well then Troy had quite a so-so start, didn't he? And Percy went up the inside there, didn't he? But then Percy got squirrely and ghosted, didn't he? And that's allowed Troy back through. Boxall, the perfect start, and is now starting to pull away. Boxall is at the moment then. Boxall has really enjoying himself at the front of that McLaren Mercedes car. Fantastic on board Mr. Rage at the moment. German, who's flying through the field. He's got pace around here tonight. Actually, he's out to 10th already with that 3-second penalty. We'll see how that, if that becomes important. However, for the next 37 laps or so, a lot can happen in this race. And so do not. I think the German, who is a champion for silver and gold, isn't he? So he knows all about the long game and about racecraft. As Mr. Rage all over the back of German as we now come into Anti-Nox and accelerates the way to complete lap 2 of this race. Look at the spray in the background. The rain is going horizontal across the screen here, isn't it? At the moment, and goodness me, look at the visibility. Absolutely, you can barely see Alhan's rain light flashing there, can you? That would I think the Ojor was saying how much that would drive him insane seeing that flashing rain light, but it makes it easier, doesn't it, to see the spray. German's got off there, and he's tapped the barrier, I think. And Alonso did something similar in 2008 and had to, he's squirreling again. Then German is he is pushing, isn't he? But you can see he's pushing so hard, but he's starting to lose time by doing that there, isn't he? German is, and he is I'm not sure if he damaged the car or whatnot. He certainly brushed the barrier, but hopefully it was just a slight brush there, and he just needs to calm it down slightly. And there's Liam, up into 8th position, but he does have a 5-second penalty for getting an advantage. But I think that hopefully that'll level itself out for him later on this one. As you can see, there's looks like there's a puddle in the tunnel here, wasn't there? I think that was there a puddle in the 82 Grand Prix as well, because there was a leak in the tunnel, wasn't there? I wonder if something like that's happened to I'm not too sure. It's only a game, so something like that. We've just got into the back corner. Wolf's got a 3-second penalty. You wouldn't expect many places to have penalties around here, but there are places in there. Now look at that, it's Mumford dropping down into 15th because Venzi has made his way up into 14th, but Troy is at the fast out race, and now Troy is starting to really put the hammer down. We started to have a Q4 behind Alhan as well here. German is now up in 5 positions and from his start line. And look at this, and Alhan, is he going to get defensive here? Then of course we don't see many overtakes then in Monaco, but Hammer look up to the inside Thunderbolt. Alhan there just looking at his braking points then and judging it to perfect as well. Wall riding with damage on very early. That is serious person to say that. Didn't someone do that in NASCAR? I can't remember who did it, but someone just wall rided on the final lap and made up so many positions, didn't they, to keep themselves in the fight. Very interesting detail. I can't believe don't think I've seen that in esports, the world of league racing in the world of virtual reality and all that kind of stuff, Ben. Basically on gaming, but I don't think I've ever seen that in real life, Ben. But goodness me, then. well, not to the desired effect anyway. I think Liuzzi tried that in Monaco 2008 as well, but unfortunately lost his, I think he broke his suspension doing that. Just watching German then, I think we're also going to be taking a look then, as Norsley has had a pull and run out of Portier there, and it's dropped down the order potentially then. Just watching as Troy in Boxtel, Troy was quickest on that last lap, but I think this lap Boxtel is starting to respond here. Here's Chazza, great to see Chazza very much in the thick of things at the moment. Very much in the thick of things at the moment. Chaz is good to see. Yellow flag. What's happened? There's a prop jars in the wall in the pit lane here, and I think that it's directly in the line of fire. Remember Fernando Alonso and I think it was it Ralph Schumacher that crashed there, wasn't it? But yeah, that's very much in the line of fire. Massive crash in there as well, but he was able to get his car out of the racing line there. But yeah, that's not good at all. Of course, we are not expecting safety car to come, but that does deserve a safety car, or at least a VSC in my opinion. Jar out of the race, he's left the session, and very disappointed there for Jar then, and that's our first victim of Monaco here tonight in a wet race here. On board with Troy once again, and he can very much reach out and touch Boxtel at the moment there, as Boxtel now racing away there, as the car has been cleared then for Jar. 17 cars remain on lap 5 here in this race. Kush is starting to drop off his teammate here. Kush is, and Reuter is now starting to extend his advantage, and by almost 3 seconds here. German is all over the back of Alhan here. Goodness me, he's going to have a look down into the chicane, and that is going all very close then into the new bus chicane. Alhan gone wide then, and that is also going to allow Mr. 8 involved in this as well. And my word, then he had a good run, didn't he? But you need to be. Oh, German, goodness me, he's very much driving on the seat of his underpants here, isn't he, German? It's goodness gracious me, as he is very much flying away, and Troy's helmet is fired there, as much as we're saying. Yeah, shamefully, I haven't even said anything about Troy's helmet yet, which is absolutely disgraceful behaviour. And we'll have a look at that helmet in due course, because I think we're going to see a lot of Troy here tonight. On board with German at the moment, who seems to be the head star of this one so far, the leading candidate, of course, for lead actor in Monaco at the moment, isn't he? Goodness me, he's in 10th position from there, but he is getting very scoring indeed. Alhan at 3.3 seconds there at the road from down the road now from Liam Yeh, who is just about under a second away from Markey in 8th position now. Liam Yeh said, but of course the beauty about this race is that some drivers can be so much quicker than other drivers, and potentially you can get 5-second penalties, because that could really work themselves out later on in the race. And so Liam Yeh, the 5-second penalty may hurt him, but we'll see how that goes. And this is a long race, this one is, and you've got very much to keep yourself very much in it if you want to win it then, or get some good points indeed there, or get some good points as well. There's Nosey in 14th position, but of course a one-time Monaco master then, but I don't think he's a master of Monaco in the 2022 regulations at this moment in time, or certainly in the wet anyway. And I've just got look at that rain, that is absolutely horrific. It is borderline now, isn't it? Of course, and I think the real world of Formula 1, we may have probably stopped the race or had a safety car, but not in ALR. We are racing until the checkered flag then, or until something happens, or if you have a glitch or anything like that, which I hope not, because I'm enjoying this race so far. It's been fantastic. There in front of us was Mr. Rage and German getting very interested in each other once again. I think they're too far apart. Yeah, I say too far apart. 7 seconds a second doesn't feel like a lot, but it is in Monaco. As well, I say that, but Liam is past Markey going up the hill. Magnificent stuff from Markey. He must have made a mistake coming out of San the ball. You don't see overtakes up there too often, and Markey jumped down to 8th position there. And I think Markey is another driver. There's going to be a lot of drivers out there who are going to be disappointed to see this rain here in Monaco, as they probably wanted a dry race, and Markey probably was one of them. But he's currently in 8th position. Well, Germo is a driver who wants to see the wet, and he certainly has found himself at 5 positions at the moment. Gamer is down 12, and Galalock is down 6 as well. And unfortunately for Gamer, of course, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time when I think it was, I can't remember who it was, someone got squirrely, didn't they? Does German have damage? He's oversteering. I think he has. I'm sure that German does have damage, because he wall rided, didn't he, earlier on in the race, and I think he has a bit of damage, doesn't he? But that car looks very lively underneath him, doesn't it? Goodness me. He is very much understeering, I mean. He's understeering and oversteering, isn't that? Goodness me. It's like trying to ride a shopping trolley at the best of times along there. German is that car is very lively underneath German's posterior, isn't it? to say the least, as he is now all over the back. And Marky is struggling for pace over seconds. Look, and he's in the pits, Marky is, and so he has had damage. That is why Liam here got past. And of course, I think that this is a very long race, isn't it? Oh, and there, of course, there is just needs to deploy his ERS where he front on the pit straight there. No DRS in this race because with the weather, it is just too wet, isn't it? And dangerous. So Marky coming out of the pits now. Gamer is helping do 15th position now, and he's homing in on Mumford quite quickly here. Is he going to go out in front of Glock? I don't think he is, because Glock is way too far back at the moment. But Glock is hanging on in there because he knows Glock is an experienced campaigner in of his own right, the first ever silver champion. Glock is, so he knows to hang it in there. Well, he knows when to hang it in there. Watching Mr. Rage, who goes, oh my goodness me, it's Sam Green. My goodness gracious me. And that was looking very worried. Oh, I love this shot. Fantastic from the views here at Sam Green. As goodness gracious me, looking out from the rear posterior of Green, we've got Mr. Rage just in front of us as well. But Sam Green there very much shaking his tush from left to right there, wasn't it? Going down into the Lowe's hairpin. Mr. Rage has dropped off the back of Gurman in our hands, so I'm wondering if he's had an issue as well in the second half. But he's in 10th position at the moment, and that is what he needs to be, and that is exactly where he would like to be, because that's where he started. But not only that, that's also where his where the points are happening as well. Is into the pits comes Woolter. So is there an issue for Woolter? Because that's very early for a scheduled stop here. It's a nose cone change for the Alpine car, and Router's a part of the championship scrap as well. And where's he going to drop out? He's going to be in this queue. He's going to be on the queue of cars, you know. And he comes out now. Knowles is going to be through as well, and Mumford and Gamers through as well. Gamer's past Mumford. Mumford's in the pits, that's why. And I think Gamer's going to be up in the 13th. He is. Gamer then, of course, that Nightmare Star, and he's now starting to claw back all the time that he lost then. So Gamer now in the 13th position then. But that is a huge name then. That is a huge name that's been has had issues then. Mumford dropping down into 17th position then, as he has had to come into the pits then in that Ferrari. So this is now battle for 9th, 10th and 11th here. Knowlesy is about 2 seconds back. No, sorry, a second and a half back. Gamer just in a flash of him coming out of Mirabeau. So Gamer is now going to be onto the back of this battle here. Kush is now in the 4th position. Of course, the newest member of the Alpine team. He is currently 4th on the race. Chaz is doing a great job in 5th, but he's dropped off the back of Kush. Liam yet doing a superb job in 6th position as well. Same with Alhan. Absolutely mega stuff. And Sam Green getting very slow off the New File chicane here. Into to back then, but Vesey was not in the position to strike, was he? Unfortunately, we got 2 seconds to gap between 1 and 2, and Marky is in the wall, and he is the similar place then, and I'm wondering it is the similar place then as where Yar went off, and that is exactly where Fernando Alonso crashed in 2004. I think it is where the track goes from completely dry to absolutely saturated, or something along those lines. So the German in the pace is having to change the nose cone here, and that is a big blow for German. However, he's on the intermediate tyres, German is, and he is the first driver to go on intermediate tyres, and I think it's far too wet for the inters. But let's see what the Haas team does as well. As Mr. Rage in the pits, he stays on the wet tyres, but German going for inters here. Let's see how this goes. Remember, this is a unique circuit. Remember, in that rain, I think it's far too heavy for intermediate tyres personally. Remember in Monaco in 2016, where Hamilton went from 4 wets to 4 dries then. But I think that the intermediate tyres are going to struggle to clear all this water out. Glock has just got in front of Mr. Rage and moved himself up in the 14th position then. Wherever the wets can go all the way through, you don't have to make a mandatory pit stop in this wet weather then. So he did have damage. Serious Rush saying, yeah, I think he did. I'm sure it looked like it, didn't it? Marquard's second retirement in this race. Disappointed by that, Marquard, because he had such good pace in qualifying. Just on board, Mr. Rage. Oh, did he clip the bar there? I only looked up. I was looking down there and looked back up. German is. Let's see what his pace is like. It doesn't look good though, because Glock is actually holding on by a 10th per meter here. Look, it's coming down quite quickly here. Oh, I haven't sweated this much since I was sitting next to that salad bar. Absolutely incredible racing this is out there at the moment. I think the drivers are going to be not sweaty as much, but I think they're going to be absolutely saturated when they get out of their cars. As they get very wet when these speeds are so low in these Formula 1 cars. Into the pits comes Knowlesy, as Knowlesy got damage as well as Williams mechanics already. Remember that of course, you don't have to make a mandatory pit stop if you don't feel you need to on wet weather tyres. So potentially, drivers could go right through to the end here. But but we'll see how it goes. And the intermediate tires doesn't look like they're working at the moment. But if German could, well, I was going to say if German could keep up the pace, then perhaps he could work his way back into this one, because we are expecting it to rain. Well, he looks like he's letting everyone through there. We are expecting the rain to be heavy throughout the whole of the race here. So so I'm expecting it to be full wet most of the way through this one. I hope not. I hope we do get out of the dry period of the race sometime later on. But it's soaked out there at the moment. Absolutely, the track is full of water. And we're far away from the dry tyres, and I think we're too far away from the intermediates as well, because German is dropping like a stone, unfortunate champ. The former champion is there, and that is going to be such a blow for German, as Wouter's got a 3-second penalty, as of course Wouter's had to make an early stop as well. So drivers have made a stop so far in this race. Is Gamer, he has now made his way back up into 10th. But there, he's having a look at Raskas here, but Green there is not yielding, is he? But he's in the pits. Green is there. He's in the pits, and they've lost quite a lot of time, haven't they, to Alhan there. Look, Alhan's 6 seconds on the road, then chasing the nose cone as well, but it's wet tyres still for the Red Bull driver. Where is Green going to get himself out? I think he might be out in front of Glock here. He might be out in front of Glock then. That's Reuter coming in again then, and Reuter there, unfortunately, that's 2 stops now. That's I think the nose made 2 stops just yet. Sam Green is still in the top 10 here, and that is good for him. He needs to get out in front of this battle here, then Glock could be, look, that is a big blow for Green, because now Glock is in the top 10. I know we got Rage. Can he get in front of Green as well? No, he can't. And yes, Green would be ruined that then, because he would like to go out in front. But Glock is now back up into the top 10 here. German's experiment on the intermediate tyres has come to a close, and he is now going to be almost a lap down here on lap 12 here. Look, there's the race leader, who is 7 seconds in front, because Troy has had a problem as well. And of course, he's out in the pits. And I say that if you can get to the end then, without pitting, without getting damaged, you might be able to carry the wets all the way through. I'm not too sure about that. I think the wets would be far too worn. It would be far too worn there. But Troy, and that is a big blow for his championship credentials here, isn't it? Because he was quicker than Boxtel for spells, but he's now dropped down into 4th position. Now we have Chaz and Liam Yet also out in front of him as well. Liam Yet, there he is. Liam Yet now into a superb 5th position here. Chaz up into a great 4th as well. Mr. Rage, and Green, where is he? Goodness, well, I know we've also got Alhan in the pits as well. As now Mr. Rage is letting Green back through here. Alhan in the pits there. And was that just a strategy call? Was that actual wing change? And I didn't see that. I looked quite quick for a wing change there, but I might be mistaken there. Out of the pits, and well, I'm wondering actually, because he's got such a big gap between himself and his teammate, well over a pit stop. So he is now come on. He's now pitted, but those tires might be slightly worn towards the end of this race then. But I am second guessing at the moment. Damn it, Troy Steen there. Serious West saying then too soon for interest as well. It was too soon, wasn't it? German's out. Now going to probably hang on to the coattails of Boxtel, I think. And I think he'd be very happy there. Boxtel's got a 18-second lead on Percy. Almost enough for and that's Reuter, who's gone straight up into Sanderfort here, and he's recovered, but unfortunately he's lost the wing again. Reuter has there, and he is going to be in the pits for the 3rd time in almost the same number of laps here, and that is a big blow for Reuter, isn't it? And it's a nightmare now. Troy then stuck behind Liam Yet at this moment, isn't he? And look at this, he's all over the back of Liam Yet, but Liam Yet then is driving his own race, and of course Troy's tyres are going to be so much more fresher than Liam Yet. He's going to be using all his deployment to see if we can get past Liam Yet. Liam Yet then, who's going into Sanderfort then, but of course you've got to be very much alongside the driver to have a lunge into Sanderfort here, and now they're going, they're building themselves up the hill then, aren't they? And they're just dropping up into 7th gear and full drop down. Liam Yet's gone wide, and Troy has gone through there, and yes, very much spotted the mistake there, through already. But Liam Yet, I don't think he's going to be too concerned by that then, because he's drawing a superb race at the moment in the Haas car, and he is on course for some major points. Well, it's great to see Vesley up there as well. Vesley, I'm sure he's probably got a point so far, hasn't he? Which doesn't feel right at all. Reuter out of the race into back. And he's very much in the firing line there for Reuter. However, he's got his championship credentials taking a bit of a hit, almost like his car here. But it has been clear. We're down to 15 runners and riders in this one. Now Percy now second now, but Percy, this is perfect for Percy because he's now gaining over his direct rivals in the championship like Troy and Reuter. Boxtel down in 4th position. Ronaldinho's cash into the wall. Took too much. Was too quick down to the swimming pool, and he is dropping. And he has damaged the car, and he's going to have to go into the pit. Surely, Bun Alpine is into the barrier. It's into the barrier at the at the back, and the other one has had a humongous smash there into the swimming pool. But he stayed out here. We might have a conga line now starting to form behind Kush, and the gap is 10 seconds between himself and Percy. And look, Chazza is all over the back. Remember, Chazza doing a great job, as is Liam. Yeah, those two have really been outstanding so far tonight, and it's great to see them up there. Gamer, another drive. Oh, he's in the wall again, and he's in the wall, and Troy's got damage as well. And goodness gracious me, and this Monaco Grand Prix is all of a sudden turned on its head here, and the two men in front of Chazza has got damage there. Troy would like to get through as quickly as possible here, but Kush is not going to let him through too easily, is he? And I think that Chaz and Liam probably wants to treat those two cars like the back of a donkey and stay away from them, I would say, for the time being anyway, because both the drivers have got damage here. The tuna line, yeah. Oh no! And Troy, I think he was trying to overtake in the tunnel there, and Kush did not leave him any room at all. And goodness me, I'm not sure if overtaking in the tunnel was probably the wisest thing to do there for Troy, but at the same time, I think that with both of them on wing I think that with wing damage, was it maybe? I don't know. I'll leave that for the admins to decide that, because luckily I don't have to worry about that. But I think that Troy is not going to be happy about it. Kush may also not be happy about the fact that Troy tried to overtake in the tunnel era then. And I think both drivers are sure going to have to come in the pits. They are coming into the pits now. Chazza and Liam has lost a humongous amount of time. However, more importantly though, they've still got all their bits on their cars, and now Chazza is on to up into third position here. Isn't the Mercedes driver is a great performance for Chazza here tonight. It's great to see. Look who's back up into sixth as well. It is Gamer, who on the opening lap there are always doom and gloom. Just before the half distance, he is back up into sixth position. That is why you got to keep going in these races, ladies and gentlemen. And that is exactly it. And Alhan is now in front of Troy, and Kush said Glock is going to be behind those drivers still then. And Kush has got a 3-second penalty somehow. I'm wondering if he went a bit wide actually going into Sandoval. But unfortunately for Kush, into the pits comes at Nolsey, as I think has he got damage? He has got damage, I think, then, because he only came in the pits 5 laps ago. Gurman looking very slow there. Is there a problem for Gurman? I'm not too sure. Look at that. Mumford now moving his way over to 12th position as well. Mr. Rage down in 15th. I think he had to make a stop whilst we was preoccupied with all these shenanigans going on a minute ago then. So, but let's take a stock then. We're on lap 18. Lap 17. As into the pits comes Percy here, and I'm wondering then if it is if this a scheduled stop here, or is it damage then? It's damage here for the championship leader, and Chazza, is he too far back then? I think he might be. No, I think he's not too far back at all. So Percy will now not need to make another stop, because I think his tires should be fine. I think he's going to drop. So Chazza second, Liam in third position. Percy is going to be down in fourth position, and look, his teammate, I think it's going to be too far back here. But the Aston Martins are now 5th and 6th. And look, there he is, and goodness me, look at, I think Gamer's pace has been fantastic, because he is absolutely flying now, isn't he? It's now, after Percy made a stop, he is only second and a half back. That has been brilliant for Gamer. I've been singing the praise of Chazza and Liam, but I think I also need to sing the praise for this man as well. Fantastic. Great to see Alhan. Also in 7th position, but Orsi, because look at this, and it's Troy on the inside, then Alhan has had to make way, because Troy up into 7th, Alhan down to 8th. My goodness me. Kush there is dropping off ever so slightly. He's got damage again, Kush has, but if he comes to the pits, I think he'll drop down the way to be out of the points there. The gap is 40 seconds there. Remember, oh God, goodness gracious me, who was that? It was absolute domination by one driver 2 seasons ago, and season 6, I can't remember who it was now. I'll have to look up the record book set, but the gap was about 40 seconds at the end of the race, wasn't it? But everyone was running out of fuel that day, wasn't it? Because I remember Pease mentioning that he had to, because there was no safety car back then. They had to just really manage the fuel. And what is happening is Kush, I think, again, he's lost all the wing here. He's going to have to come back in the pits. Unfortunately, Kush is, and it is a good race there for the Alpine team. Is coming undone, and before the half distance part here, which is absolutely disappointing indeed. Chazza nosebleeds here, as we're saying that he is throwing a superb race. Chazza is tonight, and boxed out at the moment is in a league of one. Yeah, Charles is in a league of one, and I don't think Cuff's come to the pits here, which I don't think is very much recommended. And German there. I think German's lost the wing here, and I think that Mr. H is back up in the 30 finish, but German lost the wing, and he is now dropped out. And as you can see, that Ferrari Mumford just letting it pass the McLaren. And Cush then, who has just watching Troy there, he's got a bit of clean track now, hasn't he? So I think he's going to be quite happy now. I've lost where I was looking. Liam, yeah. Oh, Liam, yeah, has a 3-second penalty. That could cost him. I think that is a major, that might be major later on in this one where we come to the final result. Was it Kirk? Was it Cookie nearly lapping the whole field? I don't think it was Cookie. Who was it? It's really going to bug me now. Or maybe I should just like have a look back. I'll have a look back a bit later on then. He drove last season. Hang on a minute. It's going to bug me. I've got to find out who it is. But 1 second, then whilst we got on board with Glock here, as it's getting a bit worried. It was Blaze. Sorry, yeah, Blaze who literally lapped the whole field, didn't he, in Monaco? Cookie may have done it as well, actually, but I remember I wasn't commentating for that race. So I think it was Knowlesy as I went to watch Liverpool. I think on that day. Troy set the fast off the race. Then I think the Glock would like Cush to go into the pits because I think he is coming into the. Well, no, yeah, he's got no wing and he's staying out. I do understand that if you've got a bit of wing damage, then it's good to stay out. But I think with the whole wing gone, potentially you might need to come into the pits. I don't know. Then again, it's so frustrating around here, isn't it? Well, Cush then, who's gone completely wide, hasn't he? And he has let him through, hasn't he? I think that I'm wondering if it's just about frustration. Boxed out, well, basically could get out and have a cup of tea and get back in the car. But of course, he is playing it safe. But smack bang on a one-stopper, smack bang on then half distance for the wet tyres there because the rain doesn't seem to be abating at all at the moment. Now, this is a perfect performance so far from Boxed out, but I am not going to say anything more because we all know about my history. And it comes out into a beautiful second position there. We've got Charles in second. Boxed out leading then. Charles in second, Liam in third position there. And now we've got a good battle here between Charles and Liam and Besley and Percy. The question I've got on my mind now is Charles and Liam and Bessie has not stopped yet. Percy has stopped. Oh, and who's that? Liam has had an issue, and oh goodness me, that was on the pit straight. That was very unusual. Has he damaged the car? I don't know, but Cush is out of the race, and that's our second Alpine driver out of the Grand Prix, lap 20 out of 39 here. But Troy set no pass on the race. But Liam, did he do a Julian Palmer there, where he accelerated on the white lines and it just went off into the bar? That was very unusual there. That I wonder if it was just too much torque that was deployed from the Ferrari power unit. Whatever the case may be, Liam has lost 2 positions here, and I think he's going to be dreadfully disappointed on that because he was doing a great job indeed. Then as Wucha's after the session, Cush out of the Grand Prix as well, and he is going to be disappointed on both Alpines out of the race and out of the session there. Disappointingly, then German is will now be able to do 14 positions on board with Percy. Percy has not, Wesley's also got a 3-second penalty as well now, but Percy has made a stop. He made a stop a couple laps ago when he damaged his wing, so I think the Percy does not need to stop again. The question I have is about Chaz, Besley and Liam, and of course Gamer as well probably might need to stop again then. But let's see how they can go on with those tyres. And they're going to be limping home, I think, then. But into the pits comes Chaz then. So yes, Chaz, I think, does need to come in the pits. And let's see where he comes out then. Is Percy's all over the back of the AlphaTauri. This is a strong performance by Wesley. It's a strong performance by a lot of drivers who've had a bit of a difficult opening 6 races in the championship. And Liam, who's now also in the pits. Well, let's see if they change the front nose cone. They are changing the front nose cone for Liam, and he's also serving a 5-second penalty as well. And let's see. So he's lost out to Gamer here. Gamer's going to be down in 6th position now. Can he get out in front of Glock here, Liam? And just take a look. Then Glock is coming on the final turn, as is Sam Green as well. Haas on the last of the pit lane then because they go last on the constructors. But again, going to come out in front there because Glock is through. Green is through. Glock may have to go into the pits. I don't think Green will need to come to the pits, but oh goodness me, that's well off the line. But Liam is going to be frustrated with that then, maybe with the 5-second penalty. But I think he's going to be more frustrated with German's out of the race then, and is once again coming out of the tunnel. We're down to 13 runners and riders, and that is a humongous smash here. You have to be very cautious there, don't you? Because you don't want to drive into the Donald driving to the stationary car, and yes, so Serious Russia has said that it's a high tyre wear here, so no one's going to be going to the end of the race. Yellow flag then as sorry, still for the front, but there's a Haas of Mr. Rage is facing the wrong way, coming, and he's spinning around now, but Mr. Rage then, who is just getting out of the way of Nosey, has he got damage? We can't tell on this camera angle here, but that is not good at all, is it, for Mr. Rage, unfortunately. He looks like he's got damage, and the Haas team, who are looking strong, is looking strong, wasn't it? All of a sudden, it's really becoming unraveled. He's got no wing at all. He's going to have to come back into the pits then on that one, unfortunately. Vesey staying up there, but so Serious Russia says it's high tyre wear here, so Glock and Vesey, we think, are going to have to come back in for a scheduled stop. Mumford, I think, will probably need to as well, as he's done 12 laps on those wet tyres. Just 13 cars left in this race, and very good stuff indeed. That absolute disaster was looking so promising. I'm sure it will click soon. German is saying that it's German's qualifying pace in qualifying one was looking so good, wasn't it? And then of course before unfortunately with Monaco, if you don't get qualifying right, it's just a downward spiral, isn't it? And unfortunately that is what's happened to German today. But he had the pace, I think, to be challenging at the top of the field, and but that is a big blow indeed. Then just watching Percy, who is all over the back of Vesely here. There's and I thought that Percy tapped the wall ever so slightly down in the New Foul chicane. There is Troy in the background. Of course, Troy back up in the full position there. Chaz in fifth. Alan in a superb sixth then, with Gamer in a superb seventh, and Glock doing a great job in eighth position as well. Mr. Rage is in the pits then, lap 23 out of 39 here. I've really enjoyed this Monaco Grand Prix, and into the pits now because Vesey. Let's see how much time he's lost then, or if he hasn't lost any time at all. Maybe I'm being a bit too of a negative Nancy here. But Percy is back up in his second position now. German left the session, and he is our latest retirement, our fifth retirement in the Monaco Grand Prix. Troy is now in its third position. Now then, is the AlphaTauri going to get out in front of Chaza here? I think not, actually. Or is he? He's coming up now. There's Chaza, but he does have the momentum here. Yes, Chaza is through and back up in a full position. And Devesi down into fifth. But it wasn't as bad as what I thought it would be, though, because I thought that those extra laps on those old wet tyres would not have been, would have hurted, but would have hurted Vesey, but not at all, because he's still in fifth position, so he's still on pace there. Into the pits comes Glock then. Mumford might be able to leapfrog him here. It depends on when Mumford's going to come into the pits, but he's actually in the pits. He's decided to come to the pits now. Glock is in the points still. Nolsey is also floating on the on the outside points as well. Boxstar is set a new fast up to really underline his dominance here, and he's just in a league of one, isn't he? He is when it just goes well for you, it's all fitting into place there. Boxstar and enjoying himself. And Percy second, Troy back up in the third position with Chaz in fourth. We're just watching Vesey at the moment, who's in fifth position, but Gamer would like to get past Alhan. Alhan has done 10 laps on these tyres. Whether he can get to the end from here remains to be seen. I think he can. I don't think he needs to make another stop then, so Gamer is going to have to find a way past, isn't there? But he has done a great job today. Alhan's done a superb job as well. It's all been about being calm and collected here today, and a lot of drivers are really reaping the rewards then. Liam, down in 8th position, and then of course that 5-second penalty cost it, and also what cost him as well is that mistake down on the pit straight, because he would be up with Chazza and Vesey. I have no doubt about that. Just watching Gameland, who is just dropped back ever so slightly. Mumford is back up into 11th position. There is that Nolsey is dropped back down into 12th. Mumford 17 seconds away from another point of the season. Can he get a second point then for himself and the Ferrari team? Well, we'll look at the penalties in the not too distant future. But the top four have got no penalties at all, and that is crucial. Chaz about 11 seconds away from a podium here. So if he can keep it clean and tidy, anything can happen at the front still. We've got 25. We're on that 25 out of 39 here, and we on this race is now, goodness me, I think this race is probably now about 30 minutes-ish. 30 minutes-ish into the race, probably a lot more than that, actually, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. This is where the concentration is starting to. Gamer, I falls into the back of Alhan here. Look, that rain I think's got heavier here, hasn't it? My word, there. I must say that it is so tough, isn't it, for driver and the car in this Monaco Grand Prix. But absolutely a great race indeed, though, isn't this one has been? Let's take stock. We're on lap 25. Gamer, did he hit the wall there? I really hope not, because I must admit I'm actually willing Gamer on at the moment. I think it's great to see the drivers who've had a difficult start to the season. I'm really happy to see the likes of Chazza, the likes of Vesley, Alhan, Gamer, Sam Green doing a great job today, and Glock as well. They've all done a fantastic job in this race. Same with Mumford, Knowlesy, and Mr. Rage, all in this race. Anyone who's done the race, they've done a superb job. Boxtel, though, has been a cut above everyone else, hasn't he? He's over a half a minute in front of the rest of the field at this moment in time. He is just an absolute incredible performance there. But yeah, let's take stock then whilst we're on lap 25. It is Boxtel lead in second position. Look at that then, in Liam passes Green, moves himself up into 8th position. That's an important manoeuvre there for Liam, because he was getting held up by Green, but he is now through, and he is going to be happy with that then. And Liam almost going into the barrier there. Goodness me, that would have done all his hard work then, which he's been building up to for the past couple of laps then. Bit old school this one is tonight then, isn't it? Because you can't use DRS just to fly away past, and you have to really earn these overtakes tonight, don't you? And a lot of drivers certainly have done that. Anyway, carrying on. Boxtel leads the way by half a minute from Percy in second position. Troy in third then, as said that, Troy, the beast Troy back up in the front then. Chaz at fourth, possibly a shoe for driver of the day. Well, I think that we can have almost everyone for driver of the day tonight. They've been superb. Fifth position, Vesley, another candidate for driver of the day, along with Alhan in sixth. Driver of the day, Gamer seventh, another candidate for driver of the day, along with Boxtel. And no! Gamer's made a mistake here, and he has gone into the wall, and it's similar to what happened to Liam, and my goodness me, Gamer was on superb form, but he's got damage, he's got major damage, and he's going to lose out to Liam, to Sam Green, and potentially to Glock as well here, and all his hard work is maybe coming to naught here for himself and the Aston Martin team. What an absolute devastating blow for Gamer. He's been superb in this one after a difficult opening lap then, and he's worked his way back up the order, but that is an unscheduled stop, and that is going to take him to the lower end of the points, unfortunately. Anyway, carrying on. Chaz in fourth, Vesley in sixth, Alhan sixth, seventh is Gamer. Liam in eighth position, who gets his way back into seventh shortly, with Sam Green in ninth, with Glock in 10th. Mumford in 11th position, Knowlesy 12th, and Mr. Rage in 13th. 9 seconds of poundies for Mr. Rage and Mumford, 6 second poundy for Glock. Then we've got 3 seconds for Knowlesy, 3 seconds for Green, 3 seconds for Liam, and 3 seconds for Vesley. And at this moment in time, no, it's not hurting Vesley too much, because Alhan is 5 seconds back. But he needs to make sure he keeps that 3 second gap, otherwise he will lose those 10 points which are going to be valuable for himself in his quest to stay in gold then, because at the moment he is in the relegation. So into the pits comes Gamer then, and there you see then the Aston Martin mechanics crowded around then and getting ready to service the Aston Martin. What a shame then. Liam is on the pit straight along with Sam Green as well, so he's dropped down to 9th already. No, Liam is in the pits. Is that Liam? Who's in the pits? Oh, it's Mr. Rage. I apologise. Mr. Rage is in the pits, and we've got McLaren coming out. He might get out in front of Glock here. He might get out in front of Glock, because Glock is steaming through. No, because there's Glock then. He's going to be behind Glock as well. And oh goodness me, another kick in the proverbials, and for Gamer it is, isn't it? I think that is so unlucky. Same thing I think happened to Liam, where he accelerated on the white lines, and he just propelled the car into the barrier, didn't it? What a shame. And there's so much torque demand in these Formula 1 machines that you've got to be so steady. And look, he's having a look then into Tupac for Vesley, then Chazza closes the door. Of course, I don't think the door was even open, really, was it? It might have been ajar, and that's at his best, to be fair, wasn't it? But with Von Vesley, the gap is still 5 seconds between himself and Alhan, so he doesn't have to worry about that too much. I think Alhan might be concerned about Liam Yeah's pace. Let's do a look at Liam Yeah's pace then, compared to the Alfa Romeo over the next couple of laps or so. But Liam Yeah is running out of laps now, and I think that this is going to be. Is this going to be Alhan's best results of the season? I'm not sure actually. Let me lean forward. It is at the moment. It very much is at the moment. So good stuff indeed there for good stuff indeed there for Alhan. We're just, just watching a Vezit Monin, who's this is the closest battle on track. Sam Green's in the pits then, and I think that it was that for a wing change potentially. Well, this is going to propel Gamer back up a position, and it's going to propel Glock up into 8th position as well. What about Mumford? I think it's too far back, unfortunately, but Green is still very much in the points and is still very much fighting, isn't he? With every ounce of strength he's got left in this one. It is a brutal race. This race has been for a lot of drivers then, and of course, whilst it's gone very swimmingly well so far for Boxstars now, really from pole position so far. I don't think he's relinquished the lead, has he, since this race has begun? And there's lights to flag performance has been magnificent so far, but I think everything has really gone on behind him tonight. So Boxstar hasn't really, we haven't seen much of Boxstar, unfortunately. German, Sean, haven't we talked about Mackey's? Has to be Craven. But to be fair, I was craving the KFC last night, but unfortunately they don't have a KFC in Worcester, which is disappointing. Well, in the centre anyway. I don't really know much about Worcester, so I was absolutely devastated when there was the KFC. He might have some left at laugh out loud. Don't be silly, Mushroom. I very much engulfed it. Into the pits comes Alhan, and that's a scheduled stop here for the Alfa Romeo, and I'm wondering then if the tyre wear is a bit too much then for Alhan, but he's in the pits again, and he was losing a lot of time, Alhan was. I'm wondering then if he's thinking about a long game here, because he does, because at the front Liam does have a penalty, doesn't he? And now he's coming out into the pits, and is he going to let the very gentlemanly indeed there for Alhan, but unfortunately he's lost a humongous amount of time now to Liam Yeb for doing that. That's unfortunate about the blue flags, isn't it? You lose so much time yourself, don't you? And you also lose tire temps as well by doing that, as well as momentum. So you can see he's dropped down to 7 seconds going from Liam Yeh. But Liam Yeh back up to 6th position now. But I'm surprised Alhan's back into the pits. But that is, I think that was a scheduled stop because he didn't have any damage by the looks of things when we caught him coming into the pit lane. So Alhan down into 7th position there. And that is going to allow Vesey, I think, to just take a bit more. Troy's got the gap to under 5 seconds between himself and Percy as we're into the final stage of this Grand Prix, in the last quarter of this very hellacious Grand Prix indeed. Then absolute appalling conditions. I think the silver drivers will be hoping that it is not rain. We're hoping that it's not going to have this kind of weather forecast tomorrow, and the same for bronze as well on Tuesday night. We're hoping for a bit of sunshine and blue sky on the Riviera. We hope so anyway. And of course, then on Wednesday night is the 100% league race return as well, where we are in Portugal, in Portimao. Well, I think we are anyway. I'm sure we are. That's what me note says here. So I hope that's the case. Yeah. So I think Wesley is probably getting so fed up about Chaz's rear wing here. But Chaz has drove a perfect race, yellow flag. I think that it's one of the Williamses. It's not just getting out of the way of Troy. I believe that was. Troy has lost a 10th of a second here. So yes, indeed. So yeah, Portimao is on the Portimao will be, of course, on the 100% on Wednesday, of course. Then. So yes, ALR for the first week of it's second week of 2023, isn't it, technically? Yes, as all Gamer's got damage again. You know, he is quicker than Glock, but that is not what Gamer wants. Is it? It's starting to fall apart in the final stage of this race for Gamer from car 30, who I think just like German, who was expecting quite a lot in this race, is delivering quite little. German out the race, at least the last retirement so far. But Gamer is still in this race and can still do something, but it's not going to plan. Is it there? Glock, who's in a superb 8th position there. Alhan is 7th. We'll see how those fresh tires do. Green is 10 seconds back, along with Mumford a further 11 seconds back. 21 seconds to gap between himself and between Gamer and Mumford. I think that. So if he comes into the pits, he will lose. He will be out the points now. Gamer would be. I think he's done that. That damage has happened recently because he was pushing, wasn't he? And is he coming into the pits? He is in the pits. He's going to be behind Mumford. Mumford might be able to steal a point here. And thank you very much, Sir Special. It is. Troy's got a 3-second penalty, which should have made a difference at this moment, unless we have something that really bunches everyone up in the later stages. And intermediate tires. So we've seen this with German earlier on in this race, and so now it's Gamer's turn to have a go at the intermediate tires there, and just to see if we can get a pace advantage out of, because I think that's the only way. that is the only way I think he's going to get some major points now. Because the Gamer now out of the top 10. What a shame now. Mumford now in the top 10, and really very much doing a good job at Mumford, isn't it? Just keeping it on the straight and narrow. Mr. Rage said, never drive, and it's a bit brutal, isn't it, Monaco? I think Monaco Grand Prix has been absolutely, once again then, really hurting the drivers, isn't it, here tonight, as of now. I think a lot of drivers will be happy this one's out the way. However, we go to another street race in Azerbaijan in a week's time, and then after that we go to Canada as well, which is technically a street race as well, isn't it? Well, very anyway. Serious Russian still too wet. I think it's still too wet as well. Just take a look at the times between Mumford and the Gamer, and it is 3.4 seconds, isn't it? Then I think it's actually climbing. It is climbing, similar to Gurman. Yeah, this rain has just been absolutely relentless, hasn't it? From start to finish in this one. Drivers are going to be absolutely going to be very much zapped of energy at the end of this one. Eventually, I think it's going to be able to draw the back of that Mercedes to absolute art perfection, isn't he? Because he is he's got that back of that Mercedes very much ingrained in his memory now, isn't he? He's going to be dreaming about that back of Chazer's car, isn't he? For the next week or so, isn't he? But this is the best race of the season so far for Vesely. He's only scored a point so far, and I'm thinking that was as fast as that point rather than in the top 10. So this is what Vesely, we know that Vesely can do stuff like this. I'm sure this is his debut in Monaco a couple of years ago here in ALR, but this is exactly what he needs, and this is going to pat himself very much right in the championship, and this hopefully the 2023 is going to be his official start to his season 8 campaign of ALR, we hope anyway, and all Vesely fan hopes as well. Chaz is driving a day if it stays like this. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Chaz Boxstar has done a great job as well, hasn't he? I think that those two drivers very much comes into mind, and Vesely as well in a superb 5th position. Also driving a day. Maybe Alhan and Glock doing a good job. A Gamer would have been up there, but it's just unraveled, hasn't it, ever so slightly towards the end of this one. But drivers that have stayed in this one, it's been brutal, hasn't it? So hats on to Mr. Rage as well for sticking out. And the same with Knowlesy as well, who've also stuck out this one. Gamer there is just falling away from Mumford. And Mumford is going to get a hard-earned point then, as Mr. Rage just getting on the way there. And that's what the yellow flag is for then. Unfortunately for Mr. Rage, and of course with the blue flag, so he just loses time. I know Fist, I think he's doing a very gentlemanly thing by just literally stopping, and he's lost about 10 seconds doing that. That just shows how brutal the blue flags are. How brutal the blue flags are. Of course, there was an iron to get rid of them, but of course it does sometimes destroy good race at the front, doesn't it? Of course, it doesn't. It's not too bad in ALR, is it? Because we do because it's ghosting, isn't it, when you get lapped? But even still, though, even still, I think that Mr. Rage knows how to. Normally Mr. Rage is at the front, isn't he? So he knows how difficult it can be when we're trying to overtake a car as a ghost. I think Boxstar has just lapped up to 5th position. He's lapped up to Boxstar has just lapped Liam Yeh, who's in at 6th position then. So all but the top 5 have been lapped on lap 34 out of 39 here. What an incredible display what an incredible display for Boxstar here. He has been absolute a machine, hasn't he, on lap 35 out of 39, and this is a very much he's got one win already here in ALR. Of course, he won that race for the AlphaTauri team back in Australia, Grand Prix, and my goodness me, he's had some difficulties, hasn't he? He got back on the podium in Spain before Christmas, and I'm wondering, just like Vesely, I'm wondering if Boxstar, this is going to be start of his championship camp. I say start of his championship campaign. He's already into. He's already fourth in the championship, isn't he? But I think that Percy is going to be nervous, isn't he, after this result. But remember that Monaco is an anomaly, isn't it? It's difficult to race around here at the best of times, isn't it? It was all about qualifying, really, isn't it? Well, I say qualifying. It's also all about survival as well, isn't it? Now, and all about the mental anguish of driving around this 2-mile circuit. But Boxstar lapped all the way up to 6th, and magnificent performance from Boxstar. Really good 17th, then going for a second Grand Prix victory win of the season, and it'll be the only second driver then to win more than one race and after Troy. Troy's won 2, and now if Boxtel could just navigate his way through the streets of Monaco, he would also be on 2 wins. Magnificent stuff indeed then. Oh, Wesley Jordan Day and geez then. Yeah, Wesley at 13 positions. Of course, he didn't qualify, did he? Wesley did, so he's at 13 positions. But so he's done a really good job then. Yeah, you can see that unfortunately Gamer dropping down 7 positions then, and Mr. Ray dropping down 3, and Troy dropping off the front row as well. But Troy's found some pace. He's found a second of Percy in the last couple of laps or so. So penalty situation at the moment, it's not going to affect Troy's 3rd position, and of course Vesley's not going to lose his 5th position even with Liam Yah 22 seconds back. Liam Yah at the moment has got a 2-second clearance over himself and Alhan. So as long as he doesn't, as long as there are no mistakes from Liam Yah's point of view, he should be safe in 6th position at the moment. Glock has a 9-second penalty, so he might have to keep an eye out for Sam Green, but as it stands at the moment, he should be safe. Mumford's got a 9-second penalty as well. And Gamer is, unfortunately, those intermediate tyres, he is not going to get back in front of Mumford at this moment. So the penalty situation is not hurting anyone at this moment in time. It's eventually they're getting a bit trigger happy there on the old throttle input and almost spun the car. My goodness gracious me that. Of course, driver of the day, the driver of the day photo will be up momentarily, everyone. But yes, I think that eventually might be one of your driver of the days, probably along with Chazza and Boxtal as well, being my 3 nominations personally. But of course, that is not my place there, because I think the 4th is very much about it. Really cracks the whip, doesn't it? And of course, you've really got to earn the driver of the day. It's really good to earn the driver of the day, folks. That 37 out of 39 here then. And of course the puddles haven't abated. It's been absolutely appalling the conditions, hasn't it? Very much from start to run up to now then. It's been a full wet weather race then. I'm of course Silver and Bronze be hoping that's not the case. Hoping that's not the case tomorrow or Tuesday, because that is going to be brutal. This one's been brutal, hasn't it, on the gold drivers. My goodness me. It has been an absolute deluge, an absolute brutal race indeed then. Retirement. So we lost Jar on the opening, a couple of laps. Same with Marky as well. Marky was quick in qualifying, wasn't he? But unfortunately the race didn't transpire. Both the Alpine cars are going to be disappointed. I'm sure they was 4th or 5th on the grid or something like that. But they're now out of, I think they were 5th and 6th or something like that. But they were both out of the race. So disappointed stuff indeed for Reuter and Kush. Now that's a major blow for Reuter and his championship credentials as well. Gurman, of course, also out of the race as well. Gurman's downward spiral started in qualifying when he crashed heavily out of Anthony Noakes, and in that time that cost him a potential chance of battling for a podium at least here tonight then. Mr. Rage down in 13th position then. It really went from bad to worse for Mr. Rage. Glock has got another penalty. Into the pits comes Boxtel here, and I think Boxtel is trying to get a new set of wet tyres to go for fastest lap. So as he comes into the pits then, McLaren then, I don't think going to take they're I thought it was intermediate tyres. I was like, goodness gracious me. Mr. Rage then down in 13th position. Knowlesy, who is now homing in on Gamer. Gamer's on the intermediate tyres there, and it's just not worked out, has it, for Gamer? That's such a shame for Gamer. 10th position is Mumford, and on course to get his 2nd points of the season. Good stuff indeed there. We have got Sam Green in 9th position, I should say then. 8th position is Glock. 7th position is Alhan, who has found a lot of time over Liam in the last couple of laps or so. Alhan's just in front of us now, and I think that Alhan is, unfortunately, this is not going to help Alhan though, is it? Because that's not Alhan, that's Glock, I just said. That's Glock in front of us. And Alhan has got 8/10 of a second, and he is very much on the move at the moment. Alhan is. He can he get put down position and get in front of Liam Young and get himself into 60? That'll be good stuff indeed there for Alhan. Anyway, Karen on the grid then. Glock in 8th position. Alhan in 7th position. No penalties for Alhan, and potentially up into 6th. And that is going to be the final battle, I think, of this race then. Liam Young in 6th position. He probably should be up with Chaz and Vesey, to be honest, then, but that issue on the start finish rate really cost him. 5th position is Vesey, who's really storming in the last couple of laps as well. 4th is Chaz, a great drive from Chaz. He's got a 3-second penalty, but that shouldn't hurt him too much. But he is struggling though, isn't he? Because look, Vesey wants to get on his gearbox. He's really caught up after losing a second a couple of laps ago. Troy in third position, Percy in second, and Boxtel, who leads the way still there. So it's Russia. The race has gone fast, so I think that I've enjoyed this one, to be honest. It's been a really good one there. It's been sometimes well because it's been a procession then. Like this, I wouldn't say it's the most entertaining race in the world, but I've enjoyed this one because there's been something to talk about throughout it. Boxtel's on his final tour of the Monaco Grand Prix circuit. Alhan has got 2 laps then to find half a second from Liam Yellen, so it's going to have some qualifying times from Alhan and Liam Yellen. We'll keep an eye on that as we watch the race leader who wants the full shebang, pole position, fastest up, and the race win, and leading the whole race. And my goodness me, that's a rarity, isn't it, in ALR and Grand Prix racing? But he has absolutely nailed it tonight, hasn't he? He's been superb. He's been untouchable from start to now. He has absolutely been fantastic, and I think he's pitted one more time, probably an extra 2 times of what he necessarily, well, an extra time than what he necessarily needed to here. But I think that's because he wants to pass us up, doesn't he? Alhan, the gap is 3.4 seconds. He's 4/10 of a second away from getting himself an extra 2 points here for Alhan. Purple middle sector there for Boxtel, and now he comes into the. And he now comes into the Rascassen for the final time. Now into Anti-Noxen, and Boxtel is going to win the Monaco Grand Prix. What a textbook performance there for Boxtel. That was absolutely incredible. Dominating performance for Boxtel from start to finish. I think that was fastest lap, race win, pole position left every lap as well. That's a clinic and how you tackle Monaco. One of the most impressive performances you'll ever see here. Magnificent, absolutely incredible. Alhan has now got himself under the bar, or has he? Because look, Liam is trying to push as hard as he can. Then on board offensive mode, and Percy second, Troy in third position. Troy's lost a lot of time all of a sudden, hasn't he? And your gap is yo-yoing around between a second and 7 7/10 of a second. To a second here. Look at this, and this is Alhan. He has pushed as hard as he can then. Pushing as hard as he can. Alhan is he is almost there. He's got 7/10 of a second, 6/10 of a second buffer. This is the final for the battle set for the final time. Glock has had an issue, and Sam Green, where is Glock? Oh no, he hasn't actually. His timer's got a bit wonky, hasn't he? Because they have been lapped then. Everyone up to 7 positions has been lapped then. Alhan then has made a mistake out of Anti-Noakes here, and look, that is gonna look at that. He's lost it by 300ths of a second there, and Alhan made a mistake out of the final turn, and that cost him 6th position. And Liam had just about kept that 6th in the end after that 3-second penalty. Basically, driver of the day, and I'm going to be honest, I think that Serious Mushroom was probably in agreement with me as well, and all you viewers out there. So, driver of the day, you decide. Oh, thank you very much, Paul. Yes, I think that Serious Mushroom and I are in agreement that it's probably going to be Vesey. If anyone else disagrees, then shout me down in the comments there and tell me who you think should be driver of the day. I think that, to be honest, Boxtel is definitely got to be in the conversation as well. Because he drove a superb race, and I think Chazza also probably should have been made up for the vote as well. But yeah, driver of the day for me was Vesey. What a performance it was indeed there from Vesey. But Boxtel, wow, mega stuff indeed. And he's now starting to spray a bit of the bubbly for the McLaren. Remember that McLaren have had a difficult start to this season, but they're going for 3 Constructors' Championships in a row, and this is the perfect way to start off 2023. No idea how I finished 8th after like 25 seconds off the pace after the first couple ups there, but it's just about keeping in it there, Glock, and I think you'd be happy with 8th position there. And yes, it's about keeping it out of the walls, isn't it, as well? But the fast lap actually went to Troy in the end, then not Boxtel, so I thought we got the full shebang then. So I apologise profusely to Troy, as he'll be absolutely disgusted by that, wouldn't he? Geordie gotta give it to Wesley, I think, for driving. I think he did do superb. Let's take a follow look at the classification then. Boxtel, Monaco Grand Prix winner. That sounds good, doesn't it? Percy in 2nd position. 3rd position was Troy with Chazza in 4th. Wesley driver of the day in 5th. Liam Yen 6th. Alhan 7th. Made a mistake and cost himself 6th. 8th was Glock. 9th was Green. 10th was Mumford. Great drive. 11th was Gamer. Just all went wrong. 12th Knowlesy. Mr. Race. 13th. Retirements. German, Kush, Vuta, Markey, and Jar all retired them from the Monaco Grand Prix. And someone has just crept into me commentary box there. Hello, gentlemen. I think one of them was boxed out. Geordie, what an incredible performance you had today. Talk us about that if you can, because we didn't see much of you on the stream today because you was just absolutely waltzing away. You was walking on water, sir. We'll come to Percy then. Lucas Percy, great drive to second today. You had to make an earlier than planned pit stop because of, I think, did you get damaged earlier on that race?
Yeah, I think I got damage on lap one in turn one. Bit of oversteer, hit the wall, and yeah, it started there. I mean, it was probably the best, worst race I've ever participated in. I mean, I'm pleased with the P2. I had no pace whatsoever. It's just Monaco in the dry is a shit show, let alone in the wet. And yeah, it was fun, but stressful at the same time.
If you wait on that though, because with Wuta not finishing and you finish in front of Troye, you've actually extended your lead in the World Championship. However, I think you've got to be wary of Boxtel in his performance today. But on the positive, you're leaving Monaco with a bigger advance than when you came into it.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really expecting much. I haven't played the game since the last race we did here. I just haven't had the motivation to play it. I'm not really enjoying it this year, and I've been working a lot. I've had other games to play over Christmas, spending time with family. So I wasn't really expecting a P2, but Geordie, he's just on another level. I mean, like 30 seconds in front of P2 today, that's absolutely insane. And he boxed as well, so that's just insane. So fair play to him. And like you said about Wooter as well, not too sure what happened with him today. Usually he's up there with us, but didn't seem to go his way. So yeah, I'm happy to gain in the championship, but at the same time, not really happy with the pace.
Very self-critical there, but of course but that is a positive. You leading the championship, and of course we've got another street race kind of in Azerbaijan. It's a bit of a different kettle of fish there in next week. Then, how are you feeling about street races overall, and what do you reckon about Azerbaijan?
It's a fun track, not one that I'm particularly fast at, but you know what it's like. It's crash heaven, so you can pick up the scraps like I did today. So we'll have to see next week.
Really good stuff. Well done today, Troy. Sorry, I was reading the standings there. Well done today, Percy. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then, of course, you extend your lead in the championship, and that is, I think, the most important thing coming out of this one. Then, let's come to Troy next. Then, Troy, you got third today. Then, but you did have an eventual two, didn't you? And are you kicking yourself that you lost second today?
Uh, no, not really. I think I could share that experience with Percy as well. Like it was probably the best, worst race I've ever had. I've got, or I completely had like red wing damage twice, and an additional wing damage as well on that. So three different occasions with wing damage. So still somehow get third. I take that. I kind of blame myself for getting that first wing damage, which kind of put me in an awkward position, having to come through the field. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I probably most likely wouldn't have got Boxtel anyways. I felt like I kept up with him decently in the first couple of 6, 7 laps. So it would be interesting to see what could have happened when the pit window actually was open. But I doubt I would have got first anyway. So I lost out on like 2 points today, which isn't too bad, to be honest.
And of course, I think that I'm sure you got a major wing. Did you get major wing damage when you was trying to get past? I think it was Kush, wasn't it? Did you get major wing damage in the tunnel?
Yeah, it was kind of a mess there because I think he already lost his wing completely. So he held me and two more guys up as well. So it was a bit of a mess. I thought I'd get past him, but then he, I felt like he turned in, but I'm gonna watch it back and see what happened. And yeah, then that was the second time already I got red wing damage in the race. So I was kind of surprised of everyone made their pit stops and everything that I was somehow up to third anyways. Uh, but yeah, I'll happily take it to be honest.
Really good stuff. Well done today, Troy. And now let's come to Boxstar. Goodness me, he was walking on water today. Boxstar, what an absolutely incredible performance there. I would say you got the whole shebang, but I think Troy is still your lightning there, even though I think he was trying to get it back with that final pit stop. But before you do so, talk us about qualifying first, because that qualifying lap there we got on pole position was absolutely stonking.
Well, yeah, I was prepared for the dry at Monaco, prepared for the wet, so my pace wasn't the best in the wet. But yeah, qualifying was laps and I won it. Yeah, wasn't the bad exciting qualifying because and wait and the Q3 is exciting for me.
And then in the race, if that wasn't your best performance, that's quite ominous, though, because at one stage it was like 40 odd seconds in front, and you did make an extra pit stop towards the end as well. But it must have been a lonely race out there because we didn't see much of you. To be fair, Troy was keeping up with you at the beginning of the race, but it all kind of but your rivals kept falling by the wayside. But it seems like you had him at arm's length. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised with Troy at his pace. He was really fast in the wet, so yeah, tricky in the beginning. Yeah, I just needed to get in Monaco because you. So it's pretty difficult in the beginning, but yeah, eventually it was managing the tires and just try not to damage and stuff.
And I was talking about in the commentary about potentially not making any pit stops at all, but I think that was probably far fetched, really, wasn't it? Because I think the tire. Serious Rush was telling me about how high the tire was. So was it? You was talking about managing the tires. So was it quite difficult? Was that your only problem today?
Yeah, sometimes I was over tires. It could maybe my setup that was the problem, but yeah, the tires were dropping off pretty fast for me. So, yeah, that was pretty managed, but yeah, still it worked and yeah, GG to.
And you've had a bit of an up and down start to your season in ALR. However, I think that now it's like a new year in 2023. This is very ominous, I think, for Percy, for Troy, and Ruta in the battle for the championship. Do you think that this is now a fresh start, isn't it, now for the to attack the rest of the World Championship?
Yeah, for sure. It's new. Yeah, just trying to train more for the races and up there with the guys. I've had ups and downs. Qualifying has been great, but in the races I had some bad luck or some collisions. But yeah, I just try to avoid it now and try to be faster. And hopefully we can have an exciting championship.
Goodness gracious me, fantastic stuff for today, Boxstar. Absolutely brilliant drive indeed. Well done to Troy as well, and well done to Percy for getting on the rostrum, and to the other 10 drivers that finished today's race, because that was an absolutely hellacious event, wasn't it? And Happy New Year to you all. I hope you enjoyed that. That was your first taste of ALR in 2023. Tomorrow night, Knowles is going to be back in the box, and he'll be taking you through action from Silver. Hopefully, it's a much drier and a much more pleasant experience. And of course, then unfortunately, you got me again on Tuesday for bronze as well. And then, of course, we go to Portugal to the Argyle event for the 100% league. So that is what ALR is bringing you up this